Night for a soccer game, Dylan, and it's going to be a fun one tonight.
Oh, it should be a great game. Both teams ready for postseason, strong teams. This should be one of the best games of the year. I'm really excited.
Yeah, and there's just a kind of feeling in the air when it comes to playoff soccer. You and I have both been through it, and getting a home game on the grass in front of the home crowd is going to be really good. And Bryan worked hard all season to get a higher seed so they can play here, and Coach Collins decided we're going to play on the grass tonight and use that wider pitch, and we'll talk a little bit more tactics as we go into this, but really, really excited for this game with you, Dylan.
Oh, yeah, of course. This should be a great game.
All right, so let's take a look at the two teams we have here today. We'll start with the visiting Bluffton Pirates. We'll take a look at their last 5 games here coming into the tournament. Their last 5, their first was they had a 5-0 win against Lima Central Catholic, a 2-1 loss to Ottawa Glandorf, a 6-0 win against Lincolnville, a 2-1 loss to Salina, and a 1-0 win against a really gritty Kalida team. Dylan, looking at those kind of results, what do you see about this team?
I see a team that defends hard, and I see a team that doesn't let up a ton of goals while trying to find the net themselves is a struggle. I see a lot of good opponents in that as well. Minus the 6-0 Lincolnview game, these are all one-goal games. I mean, Lima Central Catholic also. But a lot of one-goal games, and that's kind of been the theme throughout their year. They played a lot of games 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, just gritty games that they either find a way to win or they've been falling behind in.
Yeah, and that 5-9-3 record from Bluffton does not show the team they are. They obviously play a really tough Lima schedule. You'll hear some of these teams. Ottoville's been a really good team in Division 5. Archibald, Liberty Benton, all these games are close losses other than that Liberty Benton game, but close losses against really good teams, and that 5-9-3 record does not show the game, the tape for them. We look at Bryan, they're 9-5-1 on the season, and it's been a kind of very, very odd season for them, at least the last couple games wise. They started off kind of slow and then had a 9-game winning streak, and then 8-game winning streak, and then they've lost 4 of their last 5.
Yeah, it's just some late defeats here in the season. I mean, against good teams, I'll give the Bears that. We have a 1-0 loss to Napoleon, a 2-1 loss to Delta at home, a 6-0 loss at Maumee, and then finally a 2-1 loss at Wauseon, which is the last game of the season. These are just brutal results for a great season, and they really have been playing well, and this is out of form for them. But
yeah, and Coach Collins has talked about it. They played 6 games in 11 days going into this game, and 3 of which were league games. So the guys are a little bit tired, and there's a couple nagging injuries we'll get to talk about a little bit later. But that's going to be something where Bryan's going to try to get back to the good run of form they had in the middle of the season. Coach Collins, we both had him for 4 years, and the biggest thing he always said was you wanted to get hot at the right time, and this is the right time that you want to get hot. Obviously, this team had higher aspirations. They really had a good shot of winning the league and just did not take care of business when they needed to towards the end of the season. But now all that's over. Got to be out of sight, out of mind, and they got to get ready for this game against Bluffton.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a real quick break, and after that we're going to get into meeting the teams, and we'll be back after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Discover top-quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real-world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top-quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
This community is more than a place. It's where we celebrate victories and where we lean on one another in times of loss. At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we're proud to be rooted here, serving with care and compassion when it matters most. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, family owned, family focused.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
Welcome back out to the Golden Bear Sports Network. Dom Malanga, Dylan Koenig on the call. Let's just get a real quick second to thank all of our sponsors. Today's game is brought to you by Bryan Athletic Boosters, Bryan Parks and Rec, Northwest State Community College, Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, and Veteran Services of Williams County. Thank you for you guys for sponsoring the Golden Bear Sports Network. All right, the last meeting between these two teams, my dad didn't kind enough research to figure this out, but Dylan and I in the last 10 minutes were able to. They played in the preseason, so this graphic you'll see on the screen isn't correct. They did play in the preseason this year in the 7-9-5 Genoa tournament, and Bryan won 1-0 in a really scrappy game.
It was a really scrappy game. It was a Sunday it was the 5th game of a 6-game tournament, so both teams were pretty exhausted in it, and it ended up being a 1-0 Bryan win with a pen in the first half. Besides that, there wasn't too much offense on both sides. While it was, obviously, like I said, 5th game of 6 within the weekend. So.
Yeah, those 6-game tournaments in Genoa, we know all about how grueling they can be. Game 5, you're a shell of the team you normally are. So obviously was not the best indicator. It's preseason tournament. You're not going to see everybody at their best. But these two teams did get a chance to see each other, and we'll get into it a little bit later about what Bluffton and his coach saw against us. But yeah, so it should be a pretty good indicator if this is going to be a close game. Well, let's meet our first team, Bluffton, here. Like we said in the start of the pregame show, they're 5-9-3. They're 3-0 their conference. Their head coach is Dan Lee. It's his 4th season. He's 37-7 as a coach. And here are going to be 2 things that we're going to be really important in this game. Their center back, Isaiah Colai, he was their conference player of the year, and he's out with a broken collar. We saw him with his sling in here earlier. And then their starting goalkeeper, Truett Diller, he has a broken wrist. So 2 key players in their defense, which has been probably the strongest part of their team this season, are out. So you're going to be looking at their goalkeeper, Kidd, to step up, and we're going to see Blount and Phillips, and you're going to need to step up there on the defense there for Bluffton. Their strategy has been defending like crazy. You might be hearing it called haram ball if you're in the tapped into the Premier League world. But they've struggled putting the ball in the back of the net, and that's going to be something they're going to be working on to get here, Dylan.
Yeah, when you see a team whose probably strategy is to come into Bryan, hour-and-a-half bus, they're going to probably be slow. They've been struggling to score all season. You would think that they're going to come in here, try to park the bus a little bit, get into extras, get into something where something special can happen, even get it to pens where it could be a little more 50-50. So to see a star center back and a goalie out at this point in the season, it's just tough to see on their end, but, it's next man up mentality for them.
Yeah, and we kind of saw it last year in our tournament game against Delta. 2 very evenly matched teams can go the distance in one of these games, and all you need is to defend like crazy, and a 0-0 draw at the end of extra time goes to PK shootouts, and anything can happen in a PK shootout. Now let's take a look at Bryan. Like we said, Bryan's 9-5-1. They were 4-2 in the NWAL. Very close to winning the league. 2 really close games. They were up 1-0 on Wassiana, got rain delayed, and they ended up losing 2-1 in that game. And a tricky, I think it was a 1-0 loss to 2-1 loss to Delta when they were up at home when they were up 1-0 to start the half. So. Just a little bit unfortunate. Their head coach is Luke Collins. It's his 7th season, and he has a 50-53-14 record. And like we said, grueling into season, 6 games in 11 days. Really tough on these players. I know recovery has been a big focus for them as of recent, just trying to get their bodies right. And like we said, they lost to Delta and Wassian late in the season, and they dominated possession but couldn't finish. So both of these teams, very big key to them is going to be trying to put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, and for Bryan, I think Coach Collins mentioned both Carter Luce and Nolan Sleesman, starting center backs of the year, did not train on Tuesday or Wednesday leading into this game. And while they both seem to be healthy and warming up and ready to play today, that is something very big and should be talked about.
Yeah, this has been your Bryan Athletic Boosters pregame show. We're going to take this time out and come back with more after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Here in Williams County, we believe that no veteran should feel forgotten. Our Veteran Service Office is here to serve, helping with VA claims, pensions, healthcare enrollment, and so much more. We're veterans serving veterans with dignity, honor, and respect. Reach out to us today to see how we can help, because the only veteran we can assist is the one that doesn't contact us.
From the first whistle to the final buzzer, life is filled with moments that shape us. Moments of victory, of challenge, of community. At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we're honored to stand by families through every season of life. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Family owned, family focused.
Welcome back out to Rec Park for a tournament matchup between the Bluffton Pirates and the Bryan Golden Bears. Dom Malanga, Dylan Koenig on the call. And yeah, we're getting ready for this game to get started. But before that, let's get our keys to the game. Our keys to the game are sponsored by the Carlin Company in Realty and Auctioneers. They have been your hometown real estate company for over 45 years. They have consistently remained number one in Williams County and their surrounding areas since 2007. Call us for all your real estate needs. We're going to start with the keys to the game from the Bluffton Pirates. And just first off, I want to say thank you because he gave us some really, really good keys, Dylan. And why don't you just kind of go over them for here?
So the keys to the game for the Bluffton Pirates are going to be keeping Altaffer in check. This refers to Carter Altaffer, usually plays on the left wing or striker for Bryan. He understands the pace and the ability of Altaffer, really gets Bryan's offense going. That's one thing they're going to try to limit, especially playing a little defensive. They're going to probably pinch in on him and make someone else hurt him. Another key focus of their game is don't get outworked in the middle of the park. He set us in a mention in the scrimmage from this summer. Number 4, Eric Koenig, said his intensity outworked him in the middle, and it made it really hard for all of his midfielders to hold the ball. So that's going to be one of his keys to the game. And then finally, the last key of the game is limit corner kicks and free kicks. He recognizes Bryan's probably the bigger team. This is where they're going to get a lot of advantage. And in a tournament game like this, one goal can make all the difference. That's going to be a key for them.
Yeah, they do not want Carlos to get an open header. That's how they won last year against Delta. In the dying moments of that game, and that's not how they want to lose here. All right, then we'll take a look at the keys to the game for Bryan. They want to do the basics right: pass control, physicality, and play into space. You know, Coach Collins plays a 4-4-2 a lot. He plays a 4-3-3. He just wants basics, and he really wants us to control the game here. He opted to play on the grass pitch so that we can get a little bit of a wider field and really pass and hold possession. But along with that, I'm just going to skip real quick to the third one. We can keep possession all we want, but we got to put away our chances. And Coach Collins mentioned that they had a lot of good goal-scoring opportunities and could not find the back of the net. And that's been a story of this Bryan team, I would say, for probably a couple years now. Really dominant in possession, just struggling to put the ball away. And that's going to be something that they want to do. And then finally, they want combination play and quick 1-2s to open up space behind the Bluffton defense. Dylan, why don't you kind of talk about that a little bit?
I mean, obviously, if they're gonna sit back, it's going to be hard to score. It's the whole point of sitting back. And the way you kind of open up that defense is being able to play quick 1-2s with all your forwards and even accommodate Max Burton, who's going to sit up top as a cam in the kind of 10 position to play up top with Jack, Diaz, Altaffer, and subs. So that's kind of the goal there.
Yeah. Let's get our game officials brought to you by Tri-State Vision Center. Tri-State Vision Center has been serving the area since 1977. Contact us at either our Bryan or Montpelier offices for all of your eye care needs. The officials tonight are Josh Crosgrove and Connor Wise. Connor Wise knows this field pretty well. I feel like I've seen him probably half of the games I've played here.
He loves to come out here, I guess, and he does a lot of our games.
Yeah, so those are your officials for tonight's game. I'm not sure, do we have our pregame weather? I know it's hot. It's October, and it's still, I think 5 was the temperature here. It's going to get down to the 50s. It says 73 right now. I don't know how accurate that is, but it's going to get down to the mid to low 50s towards the end of the game. It's a little cloudy. I don't actually see a cloud in sight, so it's a clear day. It's going to be a beautiful game for soccer, and getting ready to get started. One thing to be interested about here is going to be the shadows being casted by the trees might be a little bit to get in these players' eyes. That might be just a small thing about the weather to be aware about. This has been your Bryan Athletic Boosters pregame show, and we're going to kick it down to the field to hear the players getting announced.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise, remove your caps, and join us as we honor America and those who served to protect it with the playing of our national anthem.
I just can't wait for it to say. It's saying real fast.
That was your national anthem sponsored by Veteran Services of Williams County. We're going to get you our starting lineups before this game starts. Starting for Bryan, their keeper is going to be number 0, Jess Hendricks. At right back, number 5, Jerry Taylor. At center back, number 15, Nolan Sleesman. At center back, number 22, Carter Luce. At left back, number 2, Tucker Miller. In the midfield, number 3, Bryce Welling, and number 4, Eric Koenig. At the attacking mid is number 10, Max Burton. Left wing is 14, Alex Diaz. On the right wing is 13, Jack Kennedy. And up top is going to be number 11, Carter Altaffer. You know, they're playing that 4-3-3, a little bit different from what they normally play. And let's take a look at Bluffton's starting line.
Now for Bluffton, we got Kidd in goal, Selhorst at left back, Blount and Phillips holding down the middle, and Hoffman at right back. At CDM, we got Omstutz. And then left and right, maybe we got Combs and Steenmetz. And in the cam position, we got Kelly with the 2 forwards being Durstein and Ungashik.
All right, that was your starting lineups. We're going to take one break, and we'll be back before kickoff here at Rec Park.
Tech offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year in an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
Welcome back out to Bryan as we are getting ready to kick off some tournament action here as they're announcing the starting lineups and the bench. That's one of the cool things they do for the tournament is they get all those bench guys in there. They get to get their claps because sometimes they don't get the claps at the start of the game.
Yeah, no, it's nice to see. It is definitely something cool that they add to playoff soccer.
Yeah, and we're getting ready for the start here, and you know, like we said in the pregame, it's win or go home here, and you know, there's a lot of seniors on this Bryan team that are not ready to go home yet, and you know, looking at the bracket for them, it might be an easier chance for them to make it to a district final than it has been in the past.
Yeah, talking to some people, this might be one of the tougher games they have to run into. This Bluffton team got a low seed strictly because of the people they play, not the quality of the team. This is a very strong Bluffton team, and probably not a sectional meeting between these two should have happened, but it did, and this is what we get to look forward to tonight.
Yeah, and the winner of this game will end up playing the winner of Lima Bath and Elida that kicked off at 5 o'clock today. But that's going to be something to look forward to as well. We're getting ready to kick this thing off as these two teams go in their huddles, you know, kind of get the last kind of prep for this game before it kicks off. And, yeah, we're getting ready for this. Dylan, any final comments before this game starts?
Not really. I mean, I think I've said this many times. I think it's going to be a great game. I think this is going to be the hard fight from both teams. I don't think Bluffton's ready to go. I think they're going to sit back, defend. I think Bryan, obviously, none of them are ready to go either. They are expected to win this game. They are at home. They got all the pressure. Bluffton's got nothing to lose, and I think sometimes that helps. But besides that, I mean, I don't see anything less but a good game from Bluffton and a really tough competition.
Yeah, it should be a great game. And as we're getting ready to get our first touch, we're going to tell you that our first touch is brought to you by Bryan Ford Lincoln, where good values mean a great deal. Sign up for our football kickoff contest where you can win $100. Visit Bryan Ford at 920 North Main or register at bryansports.com. Bryan is going to be starting with the ball, and they'll be kicking off. And we're about to get this thing underway. Refs are doing their final checks. As we see Altaffer and Burton right now on the ball. Be interesting if they drew something up or if they'll just play it back to loose.
High press from Bluffton out the gate.
Yeah, you know, Bluffton, like you said, they're coming in. This is the away team. It's good to put a little bit of pressure on Bryan early and try to score a really early goal and kind of silence them off the bat.
And like I said before, they got zero pressure coming in this game. They're driving an hour and a half to play a better team, quote unquote, at their own place. I mean, they're coming in here just nothing to lose, everything to gain. So I'm expecting a lot early out of them, and it's going to be up to Bryan if they can come out and kind of silence them and kind of hinder the excitement from the Bluffton players before anything sparks. We saw Delta. Delta got a real early goal here on a counterattack, and that just can't happen tonight for the Bears.
Yeah, especially in a home game, you score an early goal, and it can kind of really change the pace of the game. Right now, a lot of kickballs being played as these two teams are trying to settle in. Bluffton has possession right now. And, yeah, it's just kind of right. This first couple minutes is really hard to kind of figure out everybody's nerves from the playoffs, but Bluffton has a good opportunity here. They're going to play a ball forward, a big touch, and Jess is going to be able to pick it up. Good defending there by Jerry. And I think the shot there was from
Durstein.
Durstein, yeah. But a good little piece of attacking there to start the game from Bluffton as Jess is going to have his first punt of the night. He's going to send a good punt, good high punt. Good try there from Altaffer to win it. And Bluffton does a good job recovering it.
Good read from Tucker there just to force that out of bounds.
Yeah.
I got it wrong. It was Ugashek on the left.
Yeah. Ugashek is going to be on the left. Durstein's going to be on the right. Slightly different from what we were told, but it still looks like those two are going to be up top. An errant throw there from Bluffton is going to go straight to Diaz's foot, and he turns it back over.
A little sloppy in possession there from Diaz, just trying to get around him in a spot where probably wasn't the best idea.
Kelly, the attacking mid, does a good job to put a ball in. Luce does a better job to get his chest in front of it. Ball's going to roll out, and that's going to be the first corner kick of the day for Bluffton. And not the start you want if you're Bryan.
Not the start you want, and this is also something that Bluffton said they didn't want to give up. They wanted to win the corner kick battles. They wanted to win the free kick battles. While they did recognize they're a little shorter, this is something that in playoff games is big. It's big to win possessions like that where it's just something crazy and could happen and really give you an advantage.
Wasn't really a dangerous corner kick from Bluffton at all, but it kind of just kept rolling and ended up going to a Bluffton foot. I'm sure Coach Collins is frustrated right now with how Bryan is playing.
Yeah, just a little slow off the gate. I mean, with how frustrated you could be in 2 minutes in, but
good job there from Bryce to win that ball off the head, and he's going to try to get it out to Diaz. Diaz tries to pass it through the legs of number 5 and tries to slot a pass into Altaffer, but can't find it. Diaz is one of those guys who, even though he's on the left wing, he's going to try to facilitate play a lot. They're always going to look for their target man up front. Altaffer, he's the leading scorer for this Bryan team, and if they can get the ball on his foot, there's a good chance he can score a goal. Bryce Welling being a workhorse in the back there. He's going to win the ball back for Bryan, and we're going to get a ball to the middle. Back to Altaffer, a good little 1-2 there, and just a good defending there from Bluffton.
That's a promising look from Bryan there. Seeing early they can hold the ball, kind of dribble around some guys. That's something that, against Delta that they couldn't do. They couldn't dribble around any of the 10 field players the entire Delta game, so it's something big. As we get on the counter here on Bluffton after they lose possession.
Yeah, that was Kennedy lost possession, and Ungashek got it back. Ungashek is going to be the name that you're going to be wanting to be worried about here. He's the leading goal scorer for Bluffton, has 5 goals in the season as a freshman. First tournament game for him is it's going to be another, they're going to call it a throw here for Bluffton. But he's going to be dangerous there on that left wing.
Yeah, good work there from Nolan on the track back to make sure it didn't go out for another corner.
Yeah, and Bryan's trying to get their shape back. Like we said, Nolan and Luce haven't played yet, so there's going to probably be a little bit of chaos there at the center back roll just until they get it back figured out. Good tackle from Bryan, and it's going to end up being Bluffton's ball. Good job to keep it in on the sideline.
Some really good play on the left side here from Bluffton. This is a few times now that they've been able to win the ball back and get it down the line.
Yeah, they put a ball in the middle. Luce gives it a no-nonsense clearance and ends up getting it to Altaffer. Altaffer has 2 to beat. He's going to play it to the wing to Kennedy. Kennedy driving down the right side.
It's a good tackle there from Bluffton.
Great tackle. Yeah, great tackle from Bluffton. Needed good timing on that, and that's exactly what he had. And but good play there from Bryan to get the ball to Jack on the wing. Good throw in at Altaffer. Altaffer's going to put a ball into the box. Nobody's there, and a good job by the center back.
Right now we're seeing from Bryan, they're not really pushing up. I mean, they're kind of sitting back, whether that's design, trying to see out the first 10 minutes of the game. But that crossing the box from the striker into absolutely no one.
Yeah, and you can see they're trying to get the ball out to the wing as they've kind of played it to Kennedy a few times. But good defense by the left back. I think that's Selhorst. So good job from him as we're going to get another ball slot into Kennedy. Kennedy puts a ball across, can't find anybody. And again, like you said, nobody's really there.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting runs in the box. It's just a little late. I'm seeing Max make some runs, and Diaz is obviously standing on the back post. You got to think eventually someone's going to make the run, and they're going to be found. Good flick.
Yeah, good flick there. Again, nobody. That was Burton trying to run onto it, and Lucy's going to get the ball. Let's see, as he's decided to try to play a ball out, and he's going to find Jerry on the right wing.
I like to see what Luke Collins does with his outside backs. I mean, he likes the wing back. The play, like just pushing your outside backs up and letting them get in the attack a little bit, and it does help out. But, I mean, some of the recent games with the score lines, you wonder if he's going to sit them back, especially early in the game like this, or even late when it gets down to it, and just try to hold a constant back 4 instead of run 3 back with somebody up or 2 back with 2 up.
Yeah, it was a good collection by Jess there to get the ball, a good control of the box. Rough punt, but ends up staying in Bryan's favor, and it'll be a throw in here for Tucker Miller. A give and go there on the corner, and Tucker Miller gives it away. And now Bluffton has the numbers if they want to counter. Good physicality from Bryce Welling, and he does a good job to win it back there. But that's one thing that Bryce is so great at, and then he just turns the ball over to Bluffton. Luce is there again to just clear it out of the way, finds Diaz. But
you give Bryce his compliment, though, here.
Yeah. Yeah, Bryce has been working hard already. That's one thing about this Bryan midfield is they're very physical. They're going to win the ball. That's something that Bluffton's coach noted in his pregame kind of keys, and that'll be something that Bryan's going to need to be physical in the midfield.
Good tackle from Eric there, stepping up on that.
Yeah.
Jerry wins it back.
This game there's not been one team that's been in control so far in these first 7 minutes. It's been very kind of back and forth, and right now we're going to get a shot from Bluffton and blocked by Luce. Big body there at the center back roll, and there's not a lot that can get past him if he's in front of you.
You know, that's something I'm really interested to see from Bluffton. I saw them warming up. They were taking a lot of long shots. I don't know if that's something that's in their game and something that has been a staple all year, but that could cause a lot of trouble for the Bears. I mean, you don't see that many teams trying from outside the box, especially in Northwest Ohio soccer, so I like to see how that goes.
Yeah, especially with two really good physical backs in Sleesman and Luce. Taking the outside shot might be your best chance to get a shot and hopefully crash the net off Perry from the keeper.
I agree with that.
Be interesting. Midfield is kind of interesting shape right now. They're kind of getting back into it now. But, yeah, that's going to be another key is you're going to see Max Burton. He's playing the attacking mid here. And Eric and Bryce are kind of playing a little bit more back. So that's going to be a key if this kind of 4-3-3 that you're playing is those two midfielders, good communication, specifically there in the midfield.
Good hold-up play, though, from Altaffer. That's 2 or 3 times he's checked in from a striker position. And we just need to find the third run, and there it is. Diaz looks in, and they got him off sides.
The keeper made a save he didn't even try to make. It kind of just kicked right off of him. But that's what we see. That's going to be a dangerous if they can get a ball onside. Altaffer and Diaz are both going to have the speed to beat out these center backs. But another interesting thing we saw was 6 or 7 players drop back for Bluffton, and Bryan only had 3 pushing forward. So that's the sitting back that we saw that could be a little bit dangerous.
It's early in the game, but when Bryan gets up, they're not really getting back, and when they're getting back, they're not really pushing up. There's a level of that where they're not quite transitioning as good as Bryce is just going on a run right here. But I mean, that's something that's got to improve throughout the game, and I believe it will. But you got to be able to push as a midfield unit up and down.
Throwing for Bryan is going to get to Kennedy and turned away. Sleesman, good job with a header.
Good touch from Max there.
Yeah, and that good switch there. I was just about to say, that's one thing that Bryan has been good at is being able to switch out the back and finding more passes. They hadn't done a lot of that yet. As a good step by Diaz is going to be a throw for Bluffton, and Hoffman will take the throw here. We're going to get our first subs of the game. Number 3, Combs is coming off, and number 5, Steinmetz are coming off. And coming on are number 23, and I think that's 18. So 23, that is Amekabo Smith. I sounded like Gronk there almost.
We're going to stick with Smith.
Yeah, we're just going to say Smith there. Good job by Amstutz, and he'll get it to Kelly.
So this is another, down the line, Bluffton just had a 2-on-1 with Luce there, while Luce made a great step in. That's got to be something that Bryan is aware of.
Amstutz trying to get it up, and a good clearance by Sleesman, but right back to Kelly for Bluffton. Kelly's going to try to take Goose on one-on-one. Goose does a good job to win it, and they're going to call a foul there on Bluffton. Good physicality by Goose to shield the ball and win a free kick for Bryan.
Yeah, good on both teams there. You like to see Bluffton puts them in. Every challenge they've been there. I mean, they're definitely not shy of everything, and it's good to see Goose put a body in early.
Yeah, and here's the football kicker and the long leg of Carter Luce as he's going to send one in. That'll be a little bit dangerous a little bit further down the field to see some free kicks from him. This one gets headed around a little bit. It's going to end up in Bryan on the right wing here.
Good hustle from Bryce to go out there and win it as he tries to beat his man down the right side.
Yeah, Bryce is an X factor in this game. He is a workhorse. He plays really hard, and he is so physical. He's not somebody that you want to see guarding you in the midfield because chances are you're going to end up on the ground and he's going to put in a physical tackle.
He's one of the most impactful midfielders, partly from soccer and partly from just how he patrols the midfield. He's definitely the most physical one out of all 3 of them in the middle, and really holds it down defensively, but also gets in the attack.
Yeah, first corner of the night here for Bryan. It looks like Alex Diaz is going to be taking it, and you see that big Carter Luce is at the back post. Looks like a play might be drawn up here. We'll
Got
see.
Eric in front of the keeper as he runs up, drops it back post. Luce is there and just sails over the goal.
Yeah, that was exactly what they want, though. This is a play that Bryan's ran a couple years. I think Coach likes to call it Villa because he stole it from his favorite Prem team. But they like to put a couple decoy runners, and they want Luce to get a header or wide open. That's exactly what they got. Just hit off the wrong part of his head there, goes over the goal. But that's encouraging if you see that from Bryan, because we know Bluffton said that was a thing that scared them.
I mean, brilliant ball from Diaz. To be able to drop it on his head with an in-swinger at the back of the 6, that's just a great ball.
Yeah, and now you can finally see Bryan getting into it a little bit. Sometimes it just takes 1 or 2 good chances, and it starts to click, and from then you're going to see Bryan kind of go on the attack. Good fight there from Kennedy. Can't quite find anybody, but a not great clearance that's going to end up with a good header by Eric. It's going to end up in
strong.
Miller, and Miller slides and misses. And look at that, Bryce Welling comes back. Or no, sorry, Max Burton. Great job by Max. That probably is a foul.
Probably.
But you know, that's a great foul if it is a foul.
Not a bad foul.
No. Gives the team a chance to reset, get back and play defense. You know, we saw Miller there miss a slide tackle and get out of position, and really good job hustling from the attacking mid to come back and get that. Now we're going to see a free kick here for Bluffton. Kind of a good long ball, and Miller does a good job to get a head on it. But doesn't get the clearance he wants. And we're going to see another pass.
That could be something we didn't talk about enough. I mean, we talked plenty about Bryan's free kicks and corners, but I mean that was a good ball.
Yeah.
That's from beyond half. I mean, if you foul an earlier than that could be dangerous.
Dangerous spot there. A little bit of a volley in the air, not on target, but a good look there for Bluffton. Like you said, that might be something that they might try to get more of. Is if that's maybe 10, 15 yards closer to goal, that could be a very dangerous free kick. We're going to see a good ball here from Luce as he's taking the goal kicks for Bryan. And a good header there. Good fight by number 7. That was Blount. Yeah, a really good header. That's a hard ball to read in the air. We're going to see Kennedy back on it. He's going to play the drop to Burton. Burton is trying to facilitate it to Welling. And Welling finds his target man up top at Altaffer. Altaffer's going to try to take him one-on-one. He does. And another good tackle. I think that's going to end up being a goal kick, or are they going to call that a corner?
Looks like we're going to get a corner. Was that Selhorst on the tackle?
Yeah, Selhorst on the tackle. Really, really good tackle. Altaffer is very difficult to guard one-on-one. I would say, at least playing with him last year, half of his goals were off of one-on-ones on defenders like that. Really good control of the ball, and he does a good job to pick out your weaknesses and get a shot on goal. So good one-on-one defending there.
I mean, to do that in the box, that's just confidence, and someone that's definitely not going to back down throughout this game.
Yeah, ball in from Altaffer. This one will be an in-swinger. And it's going to roll around in the box, and almost a shot for Welling. You kind of wish Bryan would have maybe at least try to get a toe or something on that with the ball just kind of sitting there on the box.
And this is where Bryan's probably been the worst over the past 2 weeks, is on a counter like this, trying to get out. Right now they seem to get numbers back, but as I say that, beating Jerry down the side. That's something they really got to be careful for.
Yeah, Jerry had a good job tracking him back. Bluffton just tried to put a cross in, and Hendricks was there easily to scoop that up and take control of his box. And the punt here is going to be a high one. Kennedy's going to try to do something to control it. Gets a little flick on it, nobody there. You know, last couple, Bryan, in that good stretch of games they had, did not let up a lot of goals. In the last 3 or 4 games, in the last 4 games, like 5 losses, they have let up 11 goals in the last 5 games. And that's not characteristic of this team. They only let up 6 goals in the league, and, you know, 4 of them were in the last 2 league games that they played. So that's one thing where, you know, that's something that Coach Collins and Jess and the center backs, that's something they're going to try to take pride in, especially with a kind of hurt 2 center backs, is they really don't want to let Bluffton even get a chance, because, you know, you score a game and get that confidence. It can be really difficult in a tournament game, especially with the team playing defensive like this.
I mean, even in the games they won, they played Archibald at Archibald probably a week or 2 now, probably 2 weeks now. And Archibald even got one early in the second half to equalize it. So, I mean, it's definitely been a story at the end of the season and something that they need to correct going into the rest of this postseason.
Yeah, we're going to get Colin Rockel coming in for the Bears. He's going to play that left wing. I think he took out Kennedy and shifted Diaz over to the right. Yeah. Coach likes to play with inverted wingers. I mean, they're both lefties, so Diaz and Colin. So one of them was going to have to be an inverted winger anyway. But Diaz is going to be inverted. He's going to try to attack with his lead foot, but we might not see as much crossing opportunity from that right side now.
That's a great ball from Blount, yeah. just rolls out of bounds. But the vision to see the cross corner, that's brilliant, especially with how the fullbacks play for Bryan, knowing they're going to get up a little bit.
Yeah, and their coach had kind of said that they were going to play a little bit more defensive, but they've been really good on the attack, and they've been kind of dangerous. A good shot there outside of the box. That was by number 15. That was Braylon August. And like you said,
I've seen nothing to show it's going to be a defensive game besides the fact that they're just a defensively sound team. I will say, Amstutz, CDM, number 9, he's been brilliant back there at CDM. The way he just kind of holds the ball and, like, interception, I think he has 3 or 4 interceptions this game. He just, like, kind of conducts the game while also getting up in the attack. So that's someone to definitely watch for Bluffton as they're going to control this game. Yeah, they're going to find Altaffer to a little bit big of a touch, but he's going to do a great job to keep control. And now it's a 2-on-7, and he's going to find a ball to Rockel and a really good clearance by the backup goalkeeper there for Bluffton. See, I guess something that Bryan's going to have to do today, and, I mean, I hope to see it. It's something we didn't see a lot against Delta. It's just playing the through ball. We're on grass. We usually play on turf. It's going to be harder to weigh your pass, but here on grass, I mean, it weighs itself for you. All you got to do is play the ball. That's something that I feel like at Delta is kind of lacking, but I mean, already two or three times now the boys have played a ball through it. I definitely think it's going to be how they're going to score today. Yeah, Altaffer again, after he just played a brilliant ball, good clearance there. Rockel, he's working hard. He's trying to get a shot up. Like I said, he's a lefty, so he's trying to get it to his left foot to get a shot. He's just going to end up playing it back. But earlier, that play that we went back to, that was a brilliant ball by Altaffer to put it through 5 people, perfectly weighted, almost perfectly weighted, just a little bit too much on it. And unfortunately, Rocco wasn't quick enough to get it before Kidd was able to get a foot on it. But that's what you want to see. And especially when we're not getting the numbers forward, what would we say? Like that last one was probably a 2-on-6. Yeah. A 2-on-6 in favor of Bluffton. I mean, you can't really, you're not going to be able to dribble around that. You're not going to be able to get a 1-2 through that. I mean, the through ball is definitely what they're going to have to work on, and they've been doing great at it so far. Beautiful ball there from Burton, and a good cross there to Rockley. Can't get a foot on it, but that's great play there again. I think that was Diaz with that ball. That was beautiful. Bryan keeps playing like that, something's going to be rewarded here. That's 2 or 3 times now there's been a good ball into the box or something good happening up top. Kidd does a good job there to fall onto it and kind of take it away. But, yeah, good. Really good 2 or 3 possessions there by the Bears and finding it. I'm really interested to see how Bluffton's keeper Kidd plays this game. I mean, like we said before, starting goalkeeper out with a broken wrist, but he's a senior and Kidd is a junior. So not short of experience at the high school level. It's not like we're playing a freshman back there. And he seems to be holding his own so far. Yeah, and I got to say, I love the all-black keeper kit. Going to get a Bryan throw-in. Miller's going to take it. Yeah, and another interesting kind of tweak is we saw that last punt there was a little flat, but it was a direct punt. It'll be interesting to see how as Bryan lets the ball go out of bounds on a bad touch from Miller. It'll be interesting to see how his distribution affects the game. That's something where, you know, it's not something that people who don't watch the game a lot might not understand, but one bad punt could lead to a goal, and I don't know, we aren't sure how long that kid has been playing in that. But from the sounds of it, it hasn't been too long, at least starting this year. Not at the varsity level. Yeah. Good tackle from Tucker. Yeah. I just realized Goose is probably not what we should be calling Tucker Miller. We'll call him Tucker Miller, even though his dad on the PA will call him Goose. But yeah, and good touch. Yeah, good win there by Eric. And that's the thing about this Bryan team is they work really hard to win the ball back when they lose it. And Rocco's going to put a drive in there. Probably just waited too long on the cross there. Yeah. I don't know what he saw if no one was in the box, which saw too much white, but he just took an extra touch there. And good tackle from Eric. That's one thing with playing with Colin for 3 years is sometimes he tries to take one extra touch instead of just putting a cross in. And I think I would have liked to see a better cross there just to put one in. And, you know, that's what's been dangerous for Bryan so far is those crosses. Yeah, put one in and see what happens. I mean, anyone could be there. I mean, out of all the times, that was probably some of the most Bryan in the box. So. Yeah, and this field is amazing. But the one bad thing I do have to say is sometimes these boxes towards the end of the season get to be a little bit muddy. There's some weird bounces in it. So even that, just a goal mouth scramble where you can get a toe on it even. Luce is going to do a good job here. I think he's going to try to. Yeah, he's going to switch there to Jerry. We've been seeing some really good possession for Bryan in probably the last 10, I'd say maybe even 15 minutes now. Yeah, the first 8 minutes of the game, it was very odd, probably 50-50 possession. Recently, it's probably been 75-25 in Bryan's favor. And
And, like Coach said, that's something that we have done, and it takes a little bit to settle into some of these tournament games, again, with all these nerves. As an upperclassman, seniors, this could be your last ever game, and for the underclassmen, you want to work hard because you don't want this to be your last game with your seniors. So the nerves have kind of settled in for the Bryan Golden Bears, and they've got to keep possession. And a good little play there from Bluffton, a good job by Jerry there to clear it out.
Their 1-2s when they get up the pitch is just some of the best I've seen. The ability to play a third man through, the ability to play 1-2 down the sideline, to drop it from a striker back to the cam and through is something that they've been doing really well, and something that I could see being a big trouble for Bryan. It's just hard to defend. You're getting outnumbered, and then all of a sudden a cam makes a run through, and I mean, it's just, one, it's exhausting on the defense, and one, the midfield has to track all those.
Yeah, another good long ball by Bluffton, gets over the head of Miller, and a good run there by number 12. That's Durstein, and it's going to be really good shielding there from Miller. That's one thing he is phenomenal at, is just shielding you away from the ball. I remember when I played with him, I was like, what are you doing? But he always ended up winning a throw for us, so I stopped complaining. Burton with a good find. Oh, just can't quite get to Altaffer.
It's going to go for a throw in, Bryan.
And that's the thing, is that Bluffton, they drop back so fast. They do not want to counterattack goal. It's going to be really difficult without a good pass, as we get a really good flick by Rockel trying to find Burton. And good shielding there. That's the attacking med Kelly. He's dropped in defending Burton.
We haven't seen a little more defensive, as we were talking about, as Bryan's trying to kind of switch the play here. And it seems to be
a little bit of a tackle from behind. No call there on Altaffer.
Yeah, I didn't really see it, if I'm being honest.
And a little bit of kickball again.
You see, that's one thing. Luce had dropped really far back.
Yeah.
That's something I never noticed.
Yeah, Luce likes to drop back. He likes to play as kind of a sweeper back. And he does that just so he's the last line of defense. He feels confident with reading a ball like that and winning it. And a good job there to get clear.
In a two-man system, I'd never expect an offsides call, so I don't hate it.
Yeah, and a good job there by Kidd to scoop that ball up. And, still no shots on goal yet in this game, but good attacking opportunities by both teams.
Yeah, I would say Bryan's probably had the more opportunities, you could say, but I'd argue Bluffton had the more quality opportunities with some of their, obviously, probably the best shots of the game coming from Bluffton. 2 from outside the box. They got blocked. It's probably a handball there.
Yeah. Forgot to mention Kennedy got subbed back into the game. Diaz got a little bit of a breather. Coach is talking to him right now, and he's going back to the line. Good job there by Durstein. He's going to have a shot on Jess.
He puts a good shot on.
It's a parry. It's a goal.
Wow.
A good save there by Jess. Really good shot by the Bluffton. That was Durstein, and a really good save by Jess. Diving save. We're going to get a replay of that. A good dive and a kind of scramble, and a good job for Jess to just get his paws on it and not let it.
Play from Durstein.
Yeah, he beats
the ability to beat Luce and Tucker, as well as putting in a shot. You could even see Jess falling to his right a little soon. He put enough whip on the ball. It was coming back center as Jess was falling. It was good on Jess to even get a parry on that.
Yeah, and that replay was brought to you by Welling Construction. Welling Construction, a third-generation family-owned general contractor. We specialize and pride ourselves in building quality custom homes, major renovation projects, and commercial work. Your vision, our expertise. Contact us at 419-636-3712. And just a phenomenal save by Jess. You'd like to see him get a hold on that, but he did everything he needed to just pounce on that ball as soon as he got it. And good communication from Luce and him that he was just able to get a hand on it. Going to be a goal kick here for Bluffton. And there's Koenig again, going to get a head on it. He's going to find Rockel. Rockel tries to get a header on it, ends up just getting the chest. And again, we're seeing this play in the midfield here, switching back and forth, trying to attack with 1-2s. Ball to Diaz. Diaz tries to find Jack on the wing. Jack plays across in. It gets deflected. He'll play a drop. Jerry, good job. That's what you said earlier. There you said, you see Jerry, he's pushing up as that winger position. It's really good if they can use him on the attack, but he's really far pushed in, and you only have two people right now as we see Miller pushed in, and that's going to be something that Bryan's got to be careful of because Bluffton has been dangerous on the counterattacks.
Well, the 2-9 staying high, I mean, if you look at it, we got a 3-on-2 at all times in Bryan's favor. I mean, if you're two good strikers playing off each other, that's something you should be able to exploit for this game.
Yeah. 14 minutes left on the main stop scoreboard. Open when you need them. You're always in your main stop with Thirsty Thursday every Thursday. Your score is still 0-0. And today is a Thursday, so stop out and get a drink. Eric Koenig, good fight there. Can't win the ball. Miller, another slide tackle, missed again. That's his second or third one that he's had this game. And now they're going to get a ball to Durstein on the wing.
Problem there is you probably just can't slide there. I mean, you're going into the player. You had no reason to slide. I mean, you could. That's probably one you just got to stand up and make a standing tackle on. But, I mean, you can't blame the hustle on Miller. It's just the execution.
We got hockey subs here coming in for Bluffton. I'm not even going to try to get everybody. But that was a really good block there by Luce.
See Ugashik, I think.
And that is Weston Johnston. And then I think 6 is getting back into the game. Chase Kelly. 3 came off. That was Combs. So kind of a lackluster defense there again.
Goal kick.
It's going to end up being a goal kick. But again, you want to see a little bit more urgency there from Bryan.
Yeah, it's been 2 or 3 times Bluffton just hasn't given up on the ball, and Bryan, I mean, not giving up, but they just think it's going to be an easy clear, and Bluffton's ran through the ball and got something good out of it. I mean, byline kind of saved the Bears there, but that's another one that could have been trouble for Jess.
Luce's goal kick is going to get headed away there. And we're going to see.
Good from Armstead's there, just the composure to play that ball out.
Yeah, Mekabo Smith there on the outside. And it's going to be Burton. Burton's going to play a ball in. And it's going to be an easy grab there for Kidd. That's what we see Burton. We see Burton almost playing like a quarterback in American football terms. Like, he's kind of directing the play. He's looking for those passes. That's one thing that he's extremely talented at.
Yeah, just trying to find the pass, trying to find. I mean, the toughest part now is Bryan playing half the games on turf and half the game on grass. I mean, it's a totally different through ball. Something you have to clearly look for. So definitely, good hustle there from Maxwell on the ball back because he's on the attack. No one in front of him though.
Yeah, and he's going to play the ball there to Diaz. Diaz is kind of into a midfield role now.
Almost like a false 9 with no one up top. As Bryce just loses the ball there.
And a missed side tackle again. That's the 3rd or 4th one now from Bryan, and a long ball. Really easy for Jess, too much weight on it. But dangerous, again, a missed slide tackle. I think that was Jeremiah Taylor that time. And that's not something you want to see against a team like this, that they're going to score their goals on counterattacking. You just need to stay in front of them and don't let them dribble past you.
I mean, like we said before, the team's biggest struggle coming from their coaches trying to be able to score this year and just getting the ball in the net. And while they've played tough competition, that's something you can't just slip and give them the ability to make easy. You got to make them beat you, make them do something they struggle to do all year.
Okay, 16 here driving forward. That's Weston Johnston. He's going to get kicked out, and it's going to be a Bryan throw. Miller's going to take the throw. Quick, he's going to find Diaz. And just bad communication there by Bryan. It's going to be a Bluffton throw-in.
No one up top for the Bears. If you look right now, we got a back 4 of just white with absolutely no purple. And I mean, the closest thing is Jackal on the right side. But everyone's playing 20, 30 yards off the line even. But a big pocket of space, to be fair. But no one really pushing the line for Bryan. Maybe that's because Altaffer's out. But
good ball there by Burton. And a good stop there by
7.
number 7. That is Ethan Blount.
Said his name a lot tonight.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal today. And good job by Luce there. He would have liked to see Diaz get a touch on it. But kind of dangerous as Blount had a little bit of hesitation. And a great hustle there from Burton. And it's going to be a real quick throw in. Sometimes the ball boys, they got to be fair, obviously, and kind of hurt us there. It's going to be another throw in for Bluffton. It was a Bluffton ball boy. No wonder it was so fast. Yeah, that's something you can do in tournament games. Normally you don't have that, but if in a tournament game like this, you don't want a ball boy being your difference.
50-50.
Yeah, I don't remember what game it was, but I remember we had a tournament game where the ball boy would not get the ball in for us, and it was really frustrating. And I remember getting mocked that game because I yelled at the coach. It was a Swanton game.
Probably.
Back my sophomore year, but that's one of those things in tournament where you don't ever want that to be an issue in a game. And a throw-in from Miller bounces off the back of Altaffer's head.
Just trying to run onto it and just didn't quite read the ball.
Unlucky there. We're going to see Kelly there. Kelly's directing. And he's a junior. A good little flick there. Try at least there from Durstein.
They really do try to be finding Durstein on most of their attacking opportunities, whether that's down the line. He's been coming out, and I mean, he's kind of been playing in the pocket with Ugashik playing up top and him kind of playing as a false 9 off of him.
Yeah, and Ugashek was kind of pinched in there. You know, he's trying to, like you said, trying to find that 1-2. Little quick roll in there. Kind of slow, and I think if Altaffer would have been pressed up, he might have been able to get a foot on that and stole a goal there. Long ball here. Luce is going to be able to take control of it. And there's Durstein again. And that might end up being it's going to be a goal kick. I didn't know if it bounced off of Luce there.
I mean, something very similar. It seems like a simple clearance from Bryan, and then Bluffton just puts a little bit of effort in and makes it a little more challenging.
Yeah, Bluffton is hustling really well right now. They're doing a really good job, as we're going to see another loose goal kick. 8:48 left on the main stop scoreboard. And, you know, second half of tournament games are very chippy, I would say. They get to be to a point, especially when it's a 0-0 score, anything can happen. And one tiny mistake can be the difference that ends your season. And if you're Coach Collins, you really want your team to get a goal here before the half.
I mean, yeah, you always want to score early. It relieves the pressure. But, I mean, Bluffton, you're leaving out of this very happy with the 0-0, and especially the way it's played. I mean, there's been a few chances for Bryan. You've obviously had the best chance at the half with the Durstein goal or Durstein shot. But on top of that, you're holding your own and you're holding defensively. Has Bryan had a shot on target?
Bryan has not had a shot on target yet. I think they've had one total shot that was blocked, and that loose header on that corner that was a little bit dangerous, but
both teams playing very defensive, though. Like we said, I got 5 white and 3 purple in the attack, and then vice versa on the other side. Got a foul here. It's just going to be a Bluffton free kick from a dangerous spot.
yeah, we saw a good free kick earlier from about 15 yards further back. So Luce and Sleesman are going to have good communication here. Jess is going to have to call out here. That's something that keeper got to do a really good job communicating, get this ball cleared, get a good clearance. You don't want this ball finding a spot in the box around the 6-yard box and being able to tap it in.
If it's bouncing around on the back post, this is trouble.
Big ball in, and it is right
That's
there
a
to the
great
back
ball.
post.
Someone's got to win a header.
And no, again, it's going to bounce out, and luckily it bounced to Jess, but that is not what you want if you're Bryan.
Hit the ground 3 times before anyone made contact with it. That's something you got to watch as Bryan. Maybe that's a halftime adjustment. Really emphasize hitting those, but
yeah, and I know Jess prefers to kind of stay back, and that's got to be something his center backs know is he's not going to go out for those balls. You need to go win it in the air. You can't let it bounce around. If somebody slips in the back post there, that's a goal. Good physicality there from Burton. And again, not just is like this game going to get it's going to get a little chippy physicality-wise if it keeps to be a draw at 0 right now. Can see Eric's a little bit tired. Gets passed by him.
I'm getting burnt down the line here.
Yeah. Left-footed clearance goes straight to Bluffton. Yeah. And a good hustle back there from Miller. He's trying to direct traffic. He's going to go up, and Altaffer loses the ball. And luckily, Welling dropped in. So we got.
That was.
Yeah. Ooh, and a big physical. No foul. Probably could have been one called.
Yeah, I mean,
a little bit of a shoulder check.
To shoulder, and I think in playoffs you're going to let that ride.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing too insane. He didn't lift up that arm. Normally what the refs look for was shoulder-to-shoulder play. They were both going for the ball. Unfortunately, he got a little bit by.
Got the worst of it.
And now Bluffton has a good counterattack and a good step by Jerry. And
a lot of space for Bryce here to work as he's got a man. That's Max Burton. Doesn't pick out the pass. What an effort from Armstutz.
Yeah, Max looks tired. He hasn't been subbed out. He normally plays all 80 minutes in a game, and a little bit of a limp maybe. That might be something to be keeping in mind, as we're going to see Colin Rockwell is going to get subbed back into this game, and the next Bryan, they're going to throw him in right now.
Maybe there's an injury there, but, I mean, realistically, you can't be tired in the first half of a tournament game. I mean, nagging injury maybe. Tired, can't be. With a player of his caliber, it's just tournament game, win or go home.
Yeah, we're going to see Altaffer getting subbed off. Wait, no, never mind. Yes.
Was that Burton that went off?
It was Burton that went off. Sorry, I looked like.
And he's talking to Alyssa.
Yeah.
So the trainer.
Yeah, I thought I had seen a limp there, but we're going to see Altaffer dropped in to Burton's spot now. Rocco's going to be on the left wing. Diaz is going to be up top, and we're going to see Jack on the right there, trying to get something going. We have 5 minutes left on the main stop scoreboard. And we're going to, again, it's a 4-on-2, but if they can make something happen with a good pass here to Diaz, Diaz can take a guy one-on-one. That was a good look there from Rockwell.
Yeah, I've been liking what Rockwell's done this game. I mean, he obviously doesn't start. He's a senior. You can only imagine this means a lot to him. His play has been very direct and very good. And
it's not a bad ball from Bryce, kind of in the air.
That's a good ball over the top. Let's see if Kennedy can do something with it. And he wins.
No, really unlucky bounce there as it's going to stay in. And not going to be a corner for the Bears. And that's the one good thing is that this Bluffton team drops in so much that their counterattacks from way deep have not been very dangerous. It's been the counterattacks when we lose the ball in the midfield that have been dangerous. But these four center backs are not going to push up much further past halfway. They're not going to get into the second third, really.
Wingbacks aren't going to run either unless they have the ball specifically for counter or on a counterattack purpose.
Colin does a good job trying to settle it.
Just didn't put a body in there.
Yeah, Combs did an even better job. He's a senior there. A good little fight there from Diaz. Diaz is going to try to make something happen.
Nothing in that.
Yeah, there was no foul. Just good play and a little slip, and it's going to end up being a Bryan throw. Diaz is going to take it. 3.5 left in the half.
You know, this is something we saw against Delta too. I mean, warmer day, it's going to get colder at night, and that dew's going to settle. By second half, it'll be almost like it rained.
It's a good ball and probably the best opportunity of the half there for the Bears. Just a little bit of a big touch there for Jack, and it's going to be an easy scoop up there for
He's
Kidd.
one of the best crosses.
Yeah, there's a Welling construction replay. Just good job by Kidd to get onto it, and a really dangerous ball. And almost a goal there for Kennedy, who has been he's been a sneaky goal scorer this year. Going to throw in here. Going to be a short throw in. See what they can do. If you're Bryan, you just want to keep possession in the half. Don't give them a chance to get a counterattack with 2.5 left.
Yeah, I mean, Bluffton's probably going to be more happy with 0-0, but, I mean, both sides you got to hit 0-0. You live just play another half.
Yeah, and this is what we're seeing is you see right now, Luce is the only person on their half of the goal right now.
Hey,
Bryan
if he just steps up, Ugashek's off sides.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's...
I know Luce. I've played with Luce long enough to know Luce does not like to get beat over the top. He's going to stay back, but
he doesn't.
But being the one person back, that's a really tough if Ugachek is there up top and you see 15 here on the left side, a little 1-2, and it's Luce 1-on-1 against the 1-on-2 versus them. Could be dangerous with all of them pushed up. But that's a risk that Coach Collins is willing to take with this team. He wants them to score goals, and he really wants a goal before the half is over.
This Bluffton team at the end of this first half has been great defensively, putting in tackles.
Welling takes a shot with his left, gets blocked, and a good pass there from Altaffer. I could see a goal getting scored in these last 2 minutes of this half. Oh. It looked like it could be a foul in the box as he left his feet, trying to make a tackle, but nothing there. Didn't even make contact with him. As we're going to see a good ball.
10 yards.
There's going to be Ugachek. He's got to try to beat Luce 1-on-1. Doesn't really have anybody in the box. And good job by Sleesman. That's a great read and a great header.
That was the proper ball there, too, from Ugachek, being able to hold it up. And
it's a long ball on the foot there. That was Chase Kelly, and he has his hand in his head. That was a beautiful ball right to his foot, and he just gets the top of his foot on it rather than
anyone here in the park knows that should have been something way more than it was, and I think he knows it too.
And just this relentlessness of Bluffton on our clearances, they're getting in front of it. It really just looks like they want it more right now.
I mean, I can't explain it any better. They're getting to 50-50s harder. They're running faster. They're playing harder. They're getting up and down the field. From everything, like I said before, maybe it's because they have nothing to lose, but they're just coming here and they're out playing the Bears, which is something their coach put in his keys. But it's something.
Ooh, yeah, that's going to be a foul. They're going to call a foul on Bluffton. No, they're calling that on Bryan.
That's just incorrect.
Yeah, that was just the wrong call. You could clearly see Bluffton's arm. And that's the last thing you want. 20 seconds, they're going to get a free kick. They got to get it off kind of quick.
If I'm Eric, I'm standing closer.
Yeah, good.
Luckily, that's a little out. That'll ride.
Yeah, and that's a good job by Bryson. You see that? That's the first time I've seen Bluffton defenders cross the half. They only had one center back.
Maybe it is with the 4 seconds left. They know it's no harm to it, but I mean that's a dangerous opportunity that Bryan did well. You can't. I mean, probably the wrong call. You can't hang your head on that. So.
Yeah, and at the end of the half, your score is Bryan 0, Bluffton. Really good game between the two teams. Really evenly matched, and just a good first half of soccer, Dylan.
Oh, yeah. This has been great. It's lived up to the expectations. This is what you want to see. You want to see a good game like this and a close score, and I can't wait for the second half.
Yeah, we're going to take a real quick break after this, and then after this, we're going to get you a half recap with stats, and we'll be back after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
From the first whistle to the final buzzer, life is filled with moments that shape us. Moments of victory, of challenge, of community. At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we're honored to stand by families through every season of life. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Family owned, family focused.
If you served, you may qualify for VA healthcare, even if you were denied before. New rules recognize burn pit and toxic exposure claims. We can help you apply, understand benefits, and access the care you've earned. Let us help protect your health. Today and for the future, contact us to see how we can help. Williams County Veterans Service Office. Veterans serving veterans.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
Welcome out to Bryan Rec Park with this contest between the Bryan Golden Bears and the Bluffton Pirates. 0-0 is our score at halftime. And Dylan, why don't you just talk us through that first half a little bit?
I mean, if you're just going off the keys of the game, I think you got majority possession Bryan. I would say better chances came Bluffton's way, though. And I would say probably the most important stat is more heart, more care. That's definitely in the Bluffton Pirates' favor. I mean, they're winning tackles that we're not putting into. They're hustling through the play. I mean, they're playing like a team that doesn't want to go home. And I think that's probably the most important statistic you can have tonight.
Yeah, exactly. It just looks like they are trying way harder out there. You know, sometimes going into this game where you're the underdog, you're driving an hour and a half to get here, it can be hard to have that motivation, but sometimes that motivates you even more, and it looks like that's what's been happening today.
Definitely the case.
Let's take a look at our stats. We'll start with Bryan here. They have not had a single quality shot on goal. They've had some shots that could have been on goal but were blocked, and, we don't really count those as shots on goal, but 0 shots on goal. And really only 2 corner kicks for them. Now, granted, that one corner kick was very dangerous for them, almost led to a Carlos goal and a really good ball.
The best opportunity they've had this game.
Exactly, but only 2 corners is something that, this Bryan team, that's exactly what Bluffton had in their keys to the game, was don't let them get corners, and they've done a really good job. We've had a couple balls at the goal line that end up going out for either goal kicks or cleared out for no corner at all, and that's been a really good testament to Bluffton's defense. And Jess has one great save for him, but only 1 save for him. And we take a look at Bluffton. They have 1 shot on goal. That was 15 minutes left in the half, and a really good opportunity there. And I think it was Durstein. Yeah, Durstein took a loose one-on-one, got past him, and had a really good rip on goal, and Jess made a good diving save and got his hands on it. And they had 1 corner. Wasn't a very dangerous corner, but again, Bryan didn't really hustle to clear the ball, and it ended up becoming a dangerous corner off of a not great kick. They have no saves tonight for Kidd, but Kidd has done a really good job keeping control of his box, and that's not something that you'll see on the stat sheet, but it's something that he's been doing a really good job of keeping Bluffton in this game. When you look at this game, the biggest thing I see for me is that Bluffton have had way more quality attacks than Bryan has right now. Bluffton has had 2 or 3 one-on-ones because of a counterattack, and Bryan really has not been, doing that much per se on the counterattack.
Even through ball-wise, it has been a handful of times, and while probably the way the defense sets up, it favors Bluffton on the through balls, but there's been a few times they've been able to find people on a through ball. I think it was Kelly at the end there. He had one. He's at the 6 with not a center back around and just to beat, and it just went off his head poorly. But
yeah, Dylan, so let's just start with kind of some adjustments. If you're Bluffton's coach right now, what are you saying to them?
I mean, if I'm Bluffton's coach, I'm happy. I mean, you take a better team, quote unquote, into at their place to 0-0 at half while looking like the most dangerous team. I think you're happy. Change-wise, I think you got to be able to hold a little bit more possession. I think Bryan really wants to hold possession, and I mean, unless your goal is to give up possession and hope for a counter, you got to be able to hold the ball a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely. Bluffton's coach is going to be very happy with this. This is their first year being in Division 4. Last year they were D5. They got the numbers. They have more numbers on their boys' side this year, so that bumps them up in the division. First time in this new kind of division conference after they try to even them out. And an upset on the road is exactly what Bluffton's looking for. And games like this, where it's 0-0 at half, anything can happen in the second half of a game like this. It's a 6 o'clock start. It's going to get more dewy. The ball is going to get even crazier as the game gets more on and more tense, and that's going to be something that Bluffton's going to really try to capitalize. And if Bryan doesn't clean a couple of things up, that could be an issue for them.
I mean, especially if they can get this to a golden goal situation where you got 30 minutes of soccer where next goal wins with no answer and no push. I think that's something that Bluffton is probably looking forward to and trying to get to, honestly.
Yeah, and if you're Coach Collins, what do you think you're saying to the boys?
I mean, if I'm Coach Collins, I think I'm fixing it defensively. I think that's where the biggest issues are, and I think you're trying to motivate them to get more effort in the game. So I think that's the other issue. I think defensively, it's inexcusable to have 3 or 4 clearances ricochet off of Bluffton players because they're trying harder while you're not getting any down here. Besides that, like the holding possession, in the attack, you got to get a little something in the through ball. I will say there's so many times where there's 6 or 7 Bluffton players back on defense and 3 Bryan attackers. And while those numbers aren't going to match, you got to push some people up and make some things happen and be creative there. So that's something I would probably talk about if I was coach.
Yeah, and I really want to see the Bryan defenders stay on their feet and not slide tackle as much. There been some great slide tackles, but a couple times they've been giving up really open opportunities because of a missed slide tackle. I think 2 times from Miller and 1 time from Jerry. So
he was going down the ground, and it's going to make it harder for you.
Yeah. We're going to take one more break, and we'll be back after this with some other scores. I'll see if I can pull some up. But we'll be back after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Welcome back out to the Golden Bear Sports Network. Dom Malanga, Dylan Koenig on the call, getting ready for the second half action here at Rec Park between the Golden Bears and the Bluffton Pirates. Looking at the tournament schedule, we had kind of talked about the winner of this game will play the winner of Elida and Bath. Right now, Elida's up 3-1 on Bath. That was 55 minutes ago, so we should get a final score soon. But at halftime, according to my sources, it's 3-1. So that'll be an interesting kind of thing. And right now we don't know who's going to be playing that, but it looks like Elida will be the team on the other side of the bracket.
Which is the team we played probably 3 weeks ago now at their place, and if I believe right, we got a result 2-1. I think that's right. And that's another tough team that plays good opponents all year, and that game will be played at Kalida, so it's a little bit more on their side, but that is a pretty neutral ground for both teams.
Yeah, let's take a real quick to thank our sponsors for today. Today's game is brought to you by the Bryan Athletic Boosters, Bryan Parks and Rec, Northwest State Community College, Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, and Veteran Services of Williams County. Thank you to all of our sponsors. 30 seconds left in the halftime. We're going to get a little bit of a jog here from the boys, getting ready one last time, get a clap from the fans before they go out there to start the second half. And, I'm really hoping to see Bryan do a little bit more here in the second half on the attacking third.
Yeah, I think all Bryan fans are going to want to see that. They want to see a little bit more. They want to see more through balls. They want to see more runs. They want to see just more people in the attacking third. I think to an extent, Bryan holds the possession to a level where it almost hurts them and doesn't let them build up possession quite much. So I like to see how they work with that. And either one, you got to get creative when you have it in possession, or you got to be more direct and be willing to lose the ball a little bit more.
Yeah, a little bit of an error on the scoreboard, so that's why you see 9-1 right now. For some reason, I think Mr. Miller accidentally hit the button and put us at 99 goals for a second. It's still 0-0, don't you worry. You didn't miss too much. Getting ready here for the second half here. Bluffton is going to have the kickoff. And it'll be interesting to see how both these teams come out. You know, Coach Collins always said it's the first 5 minutes of a half are super important, especially in a game like this. It'll really be able to tell you how the rest of the second half of this is going to go. Another thing I want to be cautious about is that Max Burton is not on the field to start this half.
I think we were talking earlier, he seemed like he pulled up. You were wondering if he was tired. Probably not the case. He gets subbed off and he goes to Alyssa to see the trainer.
Yeah, so we got at least 40 more minutes here of soccer at Rec Park. Chance for these two teams to go on to the next round of the section. I think this is a sectional final game.
I think it is.
So a win at sectional championship, not as impressive as it used to be, only having to win one game. But still looking to get that as the second half is underway.
You know, it's something interesting Coach Collins did without Max in the lineup. Instead of shifting Carter Altaffer for the forward who he usually shifts back, he shifted back Diaz instead and moved Altaffer to the left and then decided to put the senior Colin Rockwell up top to kind of lead the line.
I kind of like Colin Rockwell being up top. He's made some really good runs all game. And, you know, sometimes Rockwell doesn't – he sometimes takes a little too long to make the decision on the wing. You know, as a striker, it's a little bit easier than playing the wing. It's kind of just don't think, shoot the ball and score. Very oversimplified, but you ask a lot of higher level people, they're going to tell you playing the wing is a lot harder than playing the striker position.
I mean, he has experience scoring goals. He's scored headers. He's scored game winners against LC in previous years. He plays direct. He's strong. He's a good wrestler. I mean, I like to see how he plays up there. He's a senior, so I think that speaks volumes in a game like today also.
Yeah, that's the thing is, like, those seniors might play with a little bit more oomph than a freshman or sophomore might, because they know this is this could be their last chance to play here, and it's going to be their last chance. It could be their last chance to play at all. There's Rockwell. He's going to put a ball in with the right, and a good clearance there. You know, if Rockwell's right-footed, that might be a really good opportunity, but he just...
Team that's coming from a striker who didn't get his initial run and backed it out and went down the right side as the winger was checking in. I mean, that's something that is going to be brilliant, and I hope Rockwell continues to do.
Yeah, we're going to see Taylor on this side of the half. And he'll throw it in. Kind of all over, and it's going to end up being a Bluffton throw. Good throw by the captain for Bluffton. And a header for Jerry.
Ball.
That's exactly how they drew that one up.
Sure, Jerry was very happy that went his way.
Yeah, we're going to see Kennedy. Kennedy is also a workhorse for this team. He just started playing soccer his freshman year of high school. You know, we tried really hard to get him to play. He came out, and he has grown into a very, very good player.
Just to go from someone who hadn't played before high school to being the captain of a good team, like a strong team, it's just something that really speaks volume about his character as a person as well as how good he is at soccer.
Ooh, and Koenig gets past there. He tried to put a step in, and it's going to be a good ball there. Yeah, and it's going to be a good ball to Ungashik. Gardy's going to put a good ball in.
Love to see that from Jerry, though.
And they're going to call that a goal kick off of Durstein. Good defending by Jerry. Good job by Ungashik, and good job by Luce. Really good all around. Just really, really good play. Like, this is a great soccer game.
Oh yeah, probably a little bit extra there from Jerry, but I mean, in a game like today, both refs have acknowledged that it's a playoff game. We're gonna officiate it as such, and I think that's something that you gotta do on both sides to really set a precedent on what you're trying to do here tonight.
Yeah, you know, there's a very thin line between letting them play and letting it get out of hand, and as long as the refs keep it on that letting them play, it's very good for tournament soccer. You don't want to have a chippy foul late in the game because you were calling it chippy all game lead to a goal.
Yeah. See, that's a good ball there from Diaz. I mean, just a little soft on the pass through, but good run from Rock. Like we're seeing forward thinking out of him, and that's something that Bryan, I guess, missed, and that's
probably going to be a yellow there for Jerry.
I mean, that's a yellow tackle, and he's
not going to give it.
Yes, he is.
They know if they stop the clock, and it might just be a verbal warning, or he's reaching. He's going to be a booking.
It's going to be a yellow tackle. You know, it's really dangerous from Jerry. Like we said, you can't go for ground in some of these situations.
Yeah, high school soccer, he's going to have to get subbed out too. So now you're going to have Carter Thiel come in, who typically plays center back, but he's played a little bit of outside wing. But this is his first time getting in the game, and that's not something you want with a free kick. But
yeah.
And he holds his own. Carter does a great job. They're going to end up pushing out.
I mean, he's a great player.
Yeah.
I think he's going to slide in at right back. He's going to hold his own. He's a confident guy, junior, experienced player. He's played a lot of minutes this season, even though he's off the bench. Maybe not doesn't get the minutes that he's wanted at the end of the year, but I mean, he's really stuck his head down. He's played hard.
Yeah,
so.
And that's going to be important is that he's, coach is going to kind of take this time. He's not the type of coach that you're going to yell, you're going to get right back on the line. He's going to coach them up a little bit, see some things he saw. As Bluffton's going to get an opportunity and a good shield there from Miller. I don't love that there, but he gets back up and fights hard for it.
He goes to the ground just a little too easy there.
Yeah, it's going to be a goal kick. You got to be careful shielding the ball like that in your own box.
Especially if you're going down.
Yeah. One toe ball away from that being a cross right to the middle of the goal and just being left out to dry.
I mean, that's something we talked about at halftime. You mentioned that was one of your takes. I'd like to see him go to ground less. I mean, it's going to get slippery. You're going to slide more than you think you are, and I think that's what just happened to Jerry there. I mean, in the first half, we saw 3 poorly timed slides, and I think that leads to those decisions on top of the game getting more intense, people going faster, becoming an issue. I mean, you're going to get a few of those out of pocket. And I mean, while I don't think it was a red, I think a yellow is the correct decision to say the least.
And that is a good shot there from Bluffton. Like we said, we liked seeing that shot from outside the 18 over the net, but, kind of kept catching the Bryan on their heels a little bit. Yeah, Armstutz with a great shot there. And, I really like that from Bluffton. You haven't really been able to get much in the box, but, try to catch Bryan off guard, try to get a parry from Jess and crash the net. Really nobody crashed there, but that was because it was 10 feet over the goal. But
I mean, he's just been brilliant today. His ability to chase stuff, to win duels, to get in the attack, to have a shot like that. He's really been doing almost everything for Bluffton, and it's good to see for them.
It's a really dangerous ball from Kennedy, but really good defending there. I think that was Phillips. Yeah, that was 19 Phillips. That almost went for a corner, and sometimes those balls are more dangerous to try to win a corner than to actually go to a player, because Rockall had a 2-on-1 there. But really good job to just let that be a throw-in. That's going to be just a slip there from Diaz, no call. Jack's going to fight hard.
Turns off balance, and we're good there, too.
Yeah. Like you said, Dylan, they're letting them play.
Good on Wise there to let both of those go. I mean, those are games that.
Goal! Beautiful play here. We see Jack first fight hard to win that ball back. And
Screamer.
Then we see Eric Koenig here on the Welling Construction replay. Put
what
a great
ball through to Diaz.
And Diaz is going to play a ball in. And just it's right to Welling's foot. Welling has it one time with the right in the top left corner of the goal. And that is a goal for Bryan at the 34-13 mark by Bryce Welling.
Oh, you can't fault Kid there for 1 second. The Bluffton goalie, he read it off the foot. He got to his right. Talk about where Bryce put that ball.
Beautiful shot by Bryce. No keeper is saving that one.
No.
One time.
Just screened with laces.
That's huge for Bryan. That's their first shot on goal.
We talked about how impactful Bryce was for this team. I think that goes to show it. This out of this gate has just been spectacular from Bryan. What Colin's done at the top to push this line, to force Bluffton to feel a little bit more uncomfortable that they weren't feeling the entire game. What Diaz has been able to do going out from his 10 position and playing out wide. I mean, it's been great for Bryan.
Yeah, so two things from that goal now. One, Bryan can take a deep breath, right?
Yes.
It's no longer they score a goal, we lose, we go home, we're done with the season, right? They have a little bit more leeway. Obviously, they don't want to let in a goal, but that kind of makes things a lot less pressure for them. Two, we're going to see how Bluffton is going to respond right here. These next 5 minutes are going to be huge for Bluffton. You saw them right there, already a surge. They're not backing their head down, right? Now they know we got to score a goal or we go home. So that's what we're going to see from both sides of the ball. Bryan's going to be able to play with a little bit less pressure on their shoulders. Bluffton is going to really fight hard now. We might see some tactical changes soon by Bluffton, just trying to, get something going right now. But honestly, if I'm Bluffton's coach, I really like where we've been at so far.
I mean, that's just a good play, and maybe you got to push at the back there. But I mean, back to the coach. I don't think you give up on what you're doing because of that goal. That's a great goal from a good team, from a good player. So I mean, I think with Bluffton, you're still happy on what you're doing. You're still going to try to defend hard, and maybe just push for a goal a little bit harder.
Yeah, this could be a good opportunity here on a free kick from the 50. A good ball in. Jess is going to stay home. A missed header from Sleesman. And I I understand what they're doing. I just don't love letting the ball bounce inside the box. But it seems like Jess had a good, and they aren't really crashing on the back post, Bluffton. I'd like to see if they want to try to score a goal there, they're going to have to crash on the back side.
Maybe it's just something that either one they don't have too much experience on throughout the year, or it's something that they're struggling on today, but they're not really crashing on those free kicks.
Yeah, these next 10 minutes are going to be a very big indicator how the rest of this game is going to go. Bryan is going to try to slow this game back down to their pace and kill this game. It's 30 minutes left in the game. Obviously, they're not going to go and park the bus yet, but they're going to try to keep possession and don't give Bluffton any hope.
I mean, there's Rocco again working crazy on the sideline, being able to keep the ball. I believe that's Rocco. Yeah, that was Rocco there. We're going to see unlucky, good touch by Bluffton. Bluffton does have the numbers for a counter if they wanted it, but a good job by Sleesman. I think that was Ugashek. Yeah, Ugashek. And, he's a freshman leading goal scorer for this team. We've seen him play a really good role. As he's kind of dropped back right now, it looks like they almost switched to a 4-3-3 with Ugashek up top. And I think they ended up putting Kelly, unless Kelly. Yeah, they put Combs. Combs might just be pushed up. I think he just pushed up. Yeah. I think the chicken's a thing. But maybe you instruct the left and the right midfielders to get up there in the attack and make something happen. Good call there from the official, though, to get a push. And we got a free kick Bryan's direction here. And with Luce's leg, this is dangerous. Yeah, we'll see what Luce can do here. If I'm him, you have the numbers here on this. I guess it's the near side post right now. He's going to drop it in. Rocco's going to try to win a header. And a little bit of a flick. And a kind of dangerous ball, but Kid does a good job to scoop it up. Kennedy was there putting on the pressure. Talking about formations, right now, Bluffton's in that 4-4-2 diamond. It'll be interesting to see if they try to push Kelly up as kind of a false nine, or if they're going to try to push their wingers up a little bit more and maybe go 3 attacking with 1 holding at the 6 and keep Armstutz back. Good tackle from Bryce there to take it off of is that number 5's foot. I don't know who that is, but Carter Steinmetz is who he took it from. And now Eric's got a lot of space and just not the best ball. That's not a ball that you want to see at this point in the game. Yeah, Eric's trying to play that ball out wide to Carter. Just can't get it to him. See what he's trying to do. It's just not the execution, and Bryce is there to clean it up for him. Yeah, Bryce has the goal in the game. I had mentioned him earlier being an X factor in this game, and a good win by Kennedy there. And it's going to get kicked off him. It's going to end up being a white throw. But good hustle there by Kennedy. We're going to get some subs here for Bluffton. Another thing is we still have not seen Max. He's still on the sideline. He hasn't checked back in. That's something where Coach Collins might not want to push it. He's only was he a junior now? He's a junior. Yeah, he's only a junior. Is that him on the right? Yeah. Talking to Jerry probably on the sideline. Yeah. Looks like a pretty bad limp. I'd hate to see what that ends up being. Yeah. Coach Collins is not going to push it in this game, especially being up 1-0 now. I remember last season he played through some injuries, but that's a guy you really don't want to try to push through right now. Yeah, I mean he won the ball. Tackle. Yeah, that's winning. Bryce just got the bad end of it. Yeah, normally it's Bryce on the other side of that. So true that. Maybe he deserved that one. That's just too aggressive. There. Yeah, and a little bit of frustration there from Bryan. Probably. And, Miller kind of retaliated, and usually it's the second person that does something that's going to get the foul call. Just ran through the player instead of the ball. I mean, nothing with malintent there. It's just playing aggressive. Not the right tackle. Yeah, it always feels like these night games at Rec Park get to be a little bit chippy towards the end of it. It always ends up that way. That's what makes it fun. Get a fake ball. Nice little play drawn up there. If they can get a good cross in. It's going to end up being a corner. I really did like that. Yeah, Eric does a good job just to nullify that effect there. Yeah, we see, a fake, and I was like, well, that wasn't really a great fake from Bluffton, but it ended up, it didn't really fool anybody, but the decoy was enough to get them a corner. So, that's only the second corner of the game from Bluffton. We'll see if they can get something dangerous off of this one like they did the last one. We got 28 minutes and 40 seconds left on your main stop scoreboard. Bryan's up 1-0. Thirsty Thursday every Thursday. Don't forget about it at your local main stop. Good ball in and a good header out there by Welling. We have called his name a ton today. Fake shot back in, and it's going to be a screamer. Almost got to the bottom corner, just missed the goal. That's a dangerous shot there. Sophomore stepping up for the Bryan team right here on the last game of the year. I believe Bryce is sophomore, yes? Yeah, sophomore. Okay, yeah, sophomore here stepping up for the team, just making big plays, winning headers, scoring goals, playing through balls. Defensively, his work's been great. Attacking, he's been phenomenal. So, really good from the young player. Luce's ball in. 2 people missed a header there, and it's going to end up being Bluffton. And Eric again kind of really good move from. Really good from Bryce. Now Welling needs to hold the ball up here. He's going to try to drive forward with it. He's going to win the ball there. And it's in.
Good physicality, and he's putting pressure
and
on.
good from Rocco there just to push it and be able to get this ball back here.
Yeah, he kind of made me eat my words. I was kind of hoping to see a hold-up play there, kind of keep possession, but almost made something out of nothing there.
Yeah. I mean, right now, I think the biggest trouble for Bryan is you got to look at the midfield. He's kind of getting sliced open a little bit with these 1-2s. The diamond's giving him trouble. With the 3 people in the midfield, the 4 diamond's been able to do a good job.
Yeah.
As Carter just takes a whiff there.
Yeah, kind of a sketchy clearance from Luce, but just enough to get it out. And it's going to end up staying with Bluffton, but you know, at that point, you just got to do anything to get the ball on it.
Yeah.
Luce was kind of in an awkward position. He was running backwards. It was a good throw ball from Bluffton. Good win there by Rocco. Rocco's
it's a great ball. Way to find the space.
And
he's got Jack. He's got to find him.
Oh, and just a little bit too long. Diaz kept the ball on his foot a little bit too
much.
Good
on Bluffton, though, for pushing that. It's easy to bail on that and just count your losses, but to be able to push that and win the ball back, that's good.
Yeah, that was really good play there by Hoffman.
Yeah.
Hoffman.
Good tackle.
Playing that right back position, did a good job of stepping in.
You know, I've been really impressed by Bluffton's ability on the ball, especially in the midfield. Their ability to dribble around someone, take a fake touch, roll over.
And Luce clears that parking lot. You heard a little ooze. I think somebody's car just got dinged up.
Oh, won't be the first.
You normally are worried about that baseball games, not soccer games. But
yeah.
It's going to be a Bluffton throw with a no-nonsense clearance from Luce. A good little touch there. Eric wants to get a better clearance from there, and Luce is there to clean up the scraps again.
Oh, I thought he was able to hold that up. As Bluffton goes on the attack here, and again, that's 2, 3.
And a little bit of a shove.
I mean, that's a little excessive there.
Yeah, but we've been seeing him let it play.
I mean, I don't hate letting it play.
Yeah.
If you're gonna call it fair, that's fair.
That's the thing in these tournament games. I kind of said it earlier. You don't want to get call chippy fouls and then let it be that it ends up being a foul in the box that's kind of chippy at the end of the game that could lose a team and end the season.
I mean, I've been around Eric enough. I know he doesn't have to go to ground on that.
Yeah.
But that one's probably a foul.
Bryce is trying to argue it for his side.
He just kicked his knee. Can't blame the effort on Bryce there, but it was a little sloppy and got the leg of, was that 23?
Yeah. It looks like Quinn Green is on the line to be our next sub coming in. He's got the big old arm brace. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but
he's been a popular sub for Collins. I mean, he's throwing in a lot of games. He played big games too. He got in Archwood for sure, Delta for sure. Big late games as they put a good ball into the box.
It's a great ball. And a good header, and it's going to scroll around, and it hits the post, and a shot, and it's a goal for Bluffton.
Go Bluffton!
At the 25-minute mark, a big ball played in. A little bit of miscommunication between Justin and the center backs. Hits off the post, and Bluffton's able to clean it up.
What a goal. That is playoff soccer right there.
And that's a great ball in there from Bluffton. That was Hudson Phillips. A missed clear off the post from Sleesman, and I think that was number 9, Gavin Iamstutz, puts the ball in the back of the net. And now we have a 1-1 game, and things kind of get sticky here.
I mean, this is just a very exciting game. I mean, for a goal like that to be scored, how many times have we sat up here and we've said, oh, wait for the long ball from Bluffton. This could be dangerous. They get it in their own half. They get an opportunity on a sloppy tackle from Bryce, who ironically scored the goal for Bryan to give them the lead. Ball gets put in perfectly, hits off the post and goes in.
Yeah, you know, if you're Bryan, I really want to see Jess commanding that box a little bit more.
Yeah.
That probably should be a ball that Jess goes and catches. Sleesman ends up getting an awkward header on it because of the miscommunication, hits off the post, and, you know, that's just an unlucky bounce for Bryan, and it ends up being a goal for Bluffton. But that's exactly what they need to do. They were scrappy, and now it's a 1-1 game, and now we're back into where anything can really happen here.
I mean, we're back into the soccer we were at probably 10 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
So this is exciting, and the best part about tournament ball is we know this one ended in a tie. I mean, we got at least one more goal in us.
Yeah, we do.
There's no way we don't. We've got subs coming in from Bluffton here, too. Probably trying to capitalize on the spark they've created.
Exactly. Again, I'm going to say it again. These 5 to 10 minutes after this goal are important.
Yes.
You know, Bryan can get really flustered because they gave up their lead, and we've seen this happen a couple times. We saw it happen against Wauseon. We saw it happen against Delta. It almost happened against Archbold.
Yes.
Right? So that's something that the Bryan has. They've scored first in a lot of these games, and they let these teams kind of hang around and come back, and that's been dangerous for them. And that's something they need to shut down right now. If they get a goal right now, they can really shut this game down and end it, because I really do think next goal is going to win this game.
Yes.
And that's going to be a foul. Push in the back there.
Sorry,
from
there,
number
got a little
15.
excited.
That foul is going to be on Braylon August. Carter Thiel, almost called him Carter Paul.
Yeah.
Kind of his nickname on the team, but he's going to get the foul, and he's been doing a really good job there.
Way to get his body in. I mean, 15 obviously thinks he's faster than Carter, which is probably the case. Tries to play it around him. Carter Thiel just does a good job of getting his body in front, not trying to do anything over the top, not trying to do anything fancy. Just put your body in front, get the foul, and we're on the front foot.
It's a good ball from Luce. And a little bit of a really good, that's a really good save there. Not a save, but a really good collection there by Kidd. That's a tough ball to read off the bounce, getting in his hands.
So tough.
Green is right there. Kennedy is right there. That could be a goal.
Very true. And that's another good tackle from Carter, just following what the refs have been able to call this game. And as they get on the front foot, I think that's Durstein.
Yeah, and Sleesman was really out of position there. They're going to get a ball across, and a good job from Welling.
Good header.
He's here, he's there, he's everywhere. Bryce Welling.
Ain't that the truth? Bluffton seems to be trying to hold the ball up here. They're going on another attack down the left-hand side. Same side they just went on. Try to play in the middle, and Nolan's not having any of that.
Sleesman needs to slow this game down. Keep possession here, don't give the ball away. And he does exactly that.
How good is that from a center back? I mean, the pass wasn't picked out well, but the fact that he was able to get them from center back, now we just got to get back in position.
Yeah, the issue is right now is we're really, again, it's chaos. They just scored a goal. They should not have scored. Everybody's kind of pushing up. We're out of position right there in their last attack from Bluffton. Sleesman was pushed up way too far. He was sprinting back, and that's why Brace was where he was at, because he had to push back.
We got an injury on the far side. It seems to be Carter Paul. He's had a great game since he subbed in for Jerry on the yellow.
Yeah, I don't know if his head or whatever it was, but they stopped the game for him. He's got to come out.
He's got to come out, and I mean, Alyssa's trying to get him to. I mean, he seems to be walking. I can't imagine it's a lower body.
It's either a head. He was holding his head a little bit. It could have been on that header. You know, you always want to be careful about that. Concussions in soccer are no joke.
I mean, he does hit some.
And we're going to see Jeremiah Taylor slipping back in.
Yeah.
Give him a clap off. You never want to see that. Never want to see that.
I mean, like we said, injuries have riddled Bluffton's season. Now we see we see Max go out. Now we see Carter have to leave the field after a brilliant 20 minutes, probably 10 minutes of play. And this is just so unfortunate to see. You hope it's nothing serious, and both him and Max could continue the season if Bryan ends up winning this. But
yeah, and Bryan is no stranger to these really tough, close games in the playoffs. We've had so many of these. You go back to 2 years ago, St. Mary's losing 1-0 with 5-10 minutes left in the game where they scored the goal. And then you look, a really close game against Ottawa Glandorf last year in the playoffs, and then a 1-0 win against Delta. And you go back, I guess these guys wouldn't have even really been playing, but my freshman year, your sophomore year, that win against Rossford in the double overtime as well.
Double overtime winner.
And that's the second double overtime winner in the last 5 years for the Bears. That's something that this team has kind of gotten to, is getting those close wins in the tournament, or just close games in general in the tournament. They're no stranger to it. And that's one thing where, you know, that's going to be the difference here in these last 20 minutes. And then if it does happen to go into, it's who wants it more at the end of the day. I remember last year against Delta, Bryan wanted it more in the last half of the game, and that's why they won the game. The last thing you want for either team is you do not want to get, I mean, with how Bluffton's playing right now, I don't want it to get to a PK shootout. I want to win. Obviously, you want to win the game before then, but the last thing you want as a team is a PK shootout either way, because then you have no clue what's happening. You have no control, especially with Bluffton. You got you got a newer goalkeeper, which, by the way, if you would have told me that they had a missing center back and a missing goalkeeper, as this game was going on, I wouldn't believe you, because of how well Kidd is playing and how organized the center backs have been.
I mean, as a defensive unit, Bluffton has been brilliant. The goal was just...
And a good save there.
Oh, wow. And that's a true shot on goal and a save from Kidd there.
Yeah, that's a great ball in from our Welling Construction replay. I think that was Kennedy, or was that Diaz? And that is a really difficult, as a goalkeeper, that is a really hard ball to read.
Oh, it's so tough.
Yeah, it's a tough run, backpedaling, trying to
Good step from Eric there, able to win the ball. Tries to pick up Green in the corner. Kennedy does, and it's just probably not the ball, but he's fighting to get it back here.
Yeah, and that replay was sponsored by Welling Construction. Welling Construction, a third-generation family-owned general contractor. We specialize and pride ourselves in building quality custom homes, major renovation projects, and commercial work. Your vision, our expertise. Contact us at 419-636-3712.
I mean, it seems all these tournament games end up with I mean, like you said, they always end up close. We can even go further back than what you said with different overtime wins from when I was a freshman. Quinn Brown winner against Maumee. I mean, it's many games. It always just seems to end up this way. So
PK shootouts against Wasion 6 years ago. Just I know that's a fan favorite from some of those guys. But yeah. That's going to be a corner there. And, the later and later you get in this game, one of the things you'll probably start to hear it on the broadcast is these fans are going to get more and more into the game as it goes on. And you wouldn't think it would, but it does fuel the way sometimes you tend to play a little bit more aggressive when you hear your mom screaming at you. Like, they're yelling for things that shouldn't be yelled at. They don't know the rules of the game.
Probably
but
not as well as they should.
It makes, with the fans being this close to the stands, sometimes at the football field, it's not as big as it's going to be a good clearance from Jess.
Good on Jess there. He won the ball. It's all fair.
Yeah, that's it's a great save from Jess and bounces off the head, and it's going to be a corner there.
Oh, let's
get a replay of that. A good foot in there by number 5 and Jess. That's a huge fist to get it out of there. A little bit of.
I don't know how Bryan got a goal kick.
Yeah. That's a really good save from Jess. That's again a tough one with a guy there punching the ball out. You got to be careful. You can get a little bit of player there because you're going for the ball.
Yep.
They normally give the keepers a little bit of leeway, but still, you got to be careful with that. You miss your punch, it could be in the goal or it could be a PK.
Yep. Good ball there to find Quinn. He likes to hold it up. Tries to play as that Rocco back through. Just can't get it. A no-nonsense clearance on the other side of the field. Now we're going to go with a Bryan throw. Quick pace from both teams. Like you said, fans getting more into it is going to put more energy into you, but just as a player, you see the clock going down, you need something. It gives you more juice. It's a cold night. It helps you with, it's not 80 degrees. You have the energy out the wazoo right now. It's just.
Yeah, these cold games add plus 20 to your stamina. Like,
oh yeah,
you can run for days. I wouldn't know. I never had to run, but
I always said you can never be tired if it's under 70 degrees. It's impossible.
Yeah,
especially on a night game.
Yeah, and even more so, the fact that this could be your last game ever. There's no reason to stop playing. These guys will play until they physically cannot run anymore.
Even if the scoreline changes, you won't see an energy change. So.
No, you look at both of these teams. There are a lot of seniors on both teams. Bluffton has like 7 seniors playing for them. And then Bryan has 4 or 5 that start for them. So you want to see a little bit better of a ball there. Quinn Green is doing a really good job hustling,
He's chasing everything, and he wins
pressure.
it. This is the thing we saw from Bluffton early in the game, just never giving up on balls that aren't yours.
It's a really good job by this young sophomore. And, we see a sub for him on the bench. There's not much time left for him, would be my guess. So he's going to lay it all out there because this is probably, at least in regulation, going to be his last chance playing.
Bluffton's got a throw in deep. It's a good opportunity for Bryan to pin him in, take away all the options.
Yeah, and I want to see this high press continue to go if I'm Bryan. I want to see Quinn. Oh, a little bit of a high kick there. Going to be no call. Those are tough ones to make. But we're seeing number 6, again, that is Chase Kelly. He's kind of slotted in more. And there's a little bit of dangerous here. Jess is going to be able to pick it up.
That's a pretty good ball.
A little bit of extracurricular there at the end of the play out of frustration by Bluffton on loose.
But that number
15, I think.
15. It's always frustrating. You make a run like that this late in the game.
Yeah, and Jess did a good job there to get out there, communicate, call for the shield, and end up there. Now we got 16 minutes left to play on the main stop scoreboard. 1-1 is your score. And this is, I don't know. This is, to quote Scott Hansen, these are the witching hours.
You really don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, you don't. And anything can happen. And, at this late in the game, it tends to, I don't know why it happens this way, but in games like this, later goals always tend to happen. We're going to get another
yellow.
card, I think.
It's Bryce Welling. He makes this a worse tackle, but in the same position as what the goal scored on.
Yeah, we'll see it here in
Second
Bryce.
booking.
Yeah, Bryce is just going to get a little push in the back, and it's probably, that yellow probably isn't for the tackle. It's probably for the repeated fouls.
Probably third or fourth time he's taking someone down. Even then, the tackle was a little harsh. Especially, he's behind the guy. No intent to win the ball.
So we're going to see seniors Jack Kennedy and Colin Rockle check back into the game.
And you wonder how fast Bryce is going to get back in the game as one of their best players this time. He's on a yellow, but you got to put him back in. But you also got to be thinking, if this game extends, you got an extra 30 minutes possibly.
Yeah, and Bluffton's going to be able to get their subs in, I think. Is that what the ref's calling for?
Well, yeah, because
we got
our Bryan subbed, so I think
they're allowed to at least sub one. They're allowed to at least sub 1 for 1. They're talking. We might not have been able to put our subs in. They might have to pull.
I think Bryan might have illegally subbed.
Yeah,
you can only do the 1 for 1. You can't sub on direct kicks.
Or Coach Collins is just trying to talk with him about that foul.
I'm sure he wants an explanation.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure he's getting a fair one over there.
Yeah,
this is
that's
Bryce's
one thing.
third or fourth challenge.
That's one thing you'll always get from Coach Collins is he's going to stand up for his players.
Yeah.
His temper has gotten better as the years have gone on, but he will stand up for his players. And now this is going to be dangerous here for Bluffton. We've seen this. We've said this the whole game. These free kicks have been very dangerous for Bluffton. And it looks like
they scored on one last time from a very similar position on the opposite side.
Yeah.
We need
great communication needs to happen here from the Bears in the back line.
We need the seniors to step up, and we need Jess to make a difference in the box.
It's a good ball in again. Off the back, very similar situation. Off of Sleesman, and a good clearance there, but I do not like seeing the ball that way in the box.
That is something you have nightmares of as a Bryan player, seeing it in the box.
See if we can replay with that with the subs coming in. Yes, and right here you see a bad clearance off of Jerry's head, and a good job there by Sleesman. That was number 15 there for Bluffton. Did a really good job. We've called his number a lot. I probably should know his name by now. Braylon August has been very phenomenal. He's only a sophomore up top, but he's been really good for them.
Didn't even start for them tonight, but he's been very good.
Yeah, go on the main stop scoreboard. But yeah, if Bluffton wins this game, it'll be off of a play like that. It'll be off of a long ball in with miscommunication in the defense. And a shot there, Jess is going to have to make a save, and that's going to be a pretty easy there for Jess.
It's a simple save, but one he has to make.
Yeah, and that's not something you want to see Bryan letting up a shot from outside the 18 that easily. That's the third shot on goal of the game for Bluffton. And fourth shot on goal and third save for Hendricks.
He's going to play advantage.
I don't think he did play advantage. I just think there was no call. No arms went up by the ref. And
I don't know about that then.
An iffy call. That's the thing is like they're letting him play, but they have called that on the other side.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little late of a tackle. I think he goes through Jerry's leg. I think he's dangerous. But, I mean, advantage probably would have been the correct call there, honestly. But, like you said, you don't know if he played that.
Yeah, and in the girls' broadcast, Mr. Schaefer did a great job of explaining it. There's only 2 refs at these still. You know, in tournament soccer, up until districts, you only get 2 refs. You don't get 2 ARs. You don't get that luxury. I mean, it's a luxury here in Northwest Ohio, even getting refs sometimes. But, you know, on this side of the field, it's hard for Wise to see that as he is running backwards. You know, he's gotta watch the line as well. It's really difficult for this 2-man crew, and you know, it's something that I hope to see change is that there's more refs in Northwest Ohio, so eventually we can maybe get 3 refs for these types of games.
I mean, it's definitely something that, I mean, it's hard. And the other hard part about a 2-man system is consistency. You got 2 men making 2 different decisions on different sides of the field. To hold it consistent, it's very hard to do. So, I mean, I think they've done brilliant tonight. This is nothing to critique the refs here. I think they've called it fair. I think they called it even. And they might have missed a few calls, but who's not?
Yeah,
as a human.
And they've missed it both ways. It's not like I'm just trying to explain where you're coming from as a ref and as a parent. You know, they don't necessarily see those things. They see, oh, my kid just fell down.
Exactly. And it's a big difference in how you see the game from what you're viewing it as.
The biggest thing for me, and thing I've noticed watching this team play, is that sometimes Sleesman and Luce do not have the best communication between each other, and I really want to see them communicate well in these last 12, 13 minutes, at least in this half. You know, Luce likes to drop back, and sometimes he doesn't communicate that, and Sleesman sometimes push forwards and doesn't communicate that. If they can communicate and hold that strong defensive line, they are the 2 of the best center backs in Northwest Ohio, and I will stand on that. But just sometimes the communication between the 2 of them leads to people being able to slot in between them because there's so much of a distance between the 2.
I agree. You're just getting lost sometimes, and I think you hit it on the head when you said one drops back and one goes up. I mean, no one loves to run forward, and Luce loves to run back. I mean, we've seen it even when Luce is the last guy, he's still trotting back. I mean, he doesn't want to take the chance with the offsides. So that is, I mean, that's a good take, and I think that's something that Bluffton might try to exploit is the lack of communication.
And that's the thing is they're kind of playing an old school stopper sweeper, but that's not how Coach Collins draws it up.
No.
It's a flat forward back when he does it. And like we've said, Luce likes to drop back. He wants to be that last man because he is very good at reading the ball and clearing it. It's just very difficult sometimes because you see right now we got on the right wing there making that run through. There's so much space if Bluffton's able to play that ball through. Really good job there by Sleesman.
Really good job from
He's going to find the ball to Green. Green is going to find it to Kennedy. Kennedy's going to swing it. He's got 2 in the box. He puts it in.
Oh, slip. And there's no one on the back post. Rock went a little too central.
Beautiful ball there, and that's beautiful play, and that's encouraging if you're Bryan.
That's great to see. I mean, that's late in the game for that push.
And that starts right there from Nolan Sleesman in the back. He
Yes.
finds a pass to Jerry, and Jerry finds Quinn, and Quinn finds, and it's just a beautiful 1-2, and then a cross, and we're going to get another one here.
The same thing, except
Dangerous
this one's going to be a
ball,
little
and Green
bit
almost
easily.
gets a foot on it, and we'll see if that's going to roll out for a very deep throw-in. But that's good job by Bluffton. You know, they are doing a very good job of staying organized in that back line. Again, they have their center back player of the year in their conference that sits back for them. And him missing, you wouldn't even be able to tell tonight.
I mean, part of me is interested in seeing what Bluffton player of the year out for the season with a broken collarbone and their #1 goalie senior is like out here. I mean,
yeah, that's going to be a corner for Bryan. And, you know, they're going to call it a goal kick. And I thought it was going to be a corner.
Jack's not appealing too much. It makes me think they got the call right.
Yeah, just from up
here. But that could also be Jack just keeping a level head.
Yeah, Jack is not the type that's going to yell at the official.
Probably not.
He is the less vocal of the three captains.
Less vocal to the refs.
You'll see Luce, and you'll definitely see Koenig argue a little bit more with the refs.
Yeah,
he gets that from you, though.
Yeah. I try to keep it down. I think he just convinced the ref to give him the throw-in here. As Bryan has been playing really well. We got 10 minutes left on the main stop scoreboard.
So we're going to see here a giveaway there from Bryan. So
let him get out of the corner. He's in a trap. Let him get out. Let's see if they can play central. They pick out the right pass. Bryce is back in the game.
There from Diaz.
Good tackle. Who was that? Was that 9?
We're going to see there Miller. He's going to try to direct a little bit. Gets it to Koenig. 9.5 minutes left, and that's where it's going to get a little bit difficult here. You know, you want to play aggressive, but not too aggressive, because it's not like it's going to end in a tie. It's not like you need to win this game right now. But as we get another Diaz, he's going to take it one-on-one.
It's a shot.
Deflected. It's going to be a corner. That's a really good opportunity there for Alex Diaz, and a really good block there. I think that was number 7. Blount. We'll see here on the Welling Construction replay. Cuts inside to his left. That's where he wants to shoot from. And a block there.
That's probably drifting left, but a brilliant block nonetheless. You can never tell.
And now is a really good opportunity. We're going to see the same play here. Eric's going to get in front of the keeper. If you watch, they're going to break forward, and Luce is going to have a header open on his backside. And a shot there from Kennedy, left foot.
That's about what you want to see.
And it's going to be Bryce Welling again with the shot, and it goes over the goal. Again, that's what we want to see out of Bryce Welling, right back into the game after getting the yellow card, having to come off, and just beautiful there. We're going to see this whole replay from the corner here.
Talking about being able to have something negative happen to you and step up. I mean, he's just sitting at top of the box. He's waiting for something to possibly happen. He reacts, makes a good play. Brilliant to get through the defenders there, honestly, and just an effort. Give it everything he had on goal, and he missed.
Yeah, and like I was saying before the corners, you want to be careful. As we get a miss.
The old Charlie Brown kick.
Yeah. But no Lucy there to pull it, just a swing and a miss. We're going to see here Goose on the sideline. We're starting to see Bryan kind of heat up a little bit. 8 minutes left.
See, they're possessing now. This is the first time in the game they've possessed for their own purpose. They've been able to possess, switch sides, find shots, and this is something you really like to see from the Bears.
Yeah, a lot more urgency. This is the first time this game where I have seen Bryan have more heart in this game than Bluffton.
That's a great ball from Jack being able to play Jerry in.
It's going to go in a really lucky bounce there. It ends up going straight to Armstut's foot, and now it's a long ball, and it's going to end up being.
Let's see if Tucker can chase this down and keep it in.
He's on the ground again and
gives the effort, but he can't keep it.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to hold the play for a sub on Bluffton's end.
If you're Bluffton here, you're trying to slow Bryan down. I hate to say it, but I don't think.
And Eric's down.
Yeah, Koenig's down.
Seems to be calf cramps by the way he's stretching him out. This is something more positive to see. It's just a cramp.
Yeah.
He's been dealing with bad. He got hit in the shin probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. He's been dealing with bad bruising on the shin. So it's good to see nothing probably lasting. Hopefully get him stretched out and back in. We're already down Max Burden, a starting midfielder, as well as Carter Thiel, defensive sub that had to check out the game.
And that was Kelly there with some top 10 football respect moments, helping stretch out Eric. And we're going to be back in for play. Clock is stopped, 7:07 left on the main stop scoreboard. And if you're Bluffton right now, are you trying to go for the win here, or are you trying to play for overtime?
I think you're trying to go for the win here just because, I mean, you could argue you've looked the better team.
We're going to get a ball in there. Good deflection by Luce. Again, the big body stopping that ball.
I think nonetheless you keep 3 people high to try to win something. I mean, there's no point in not.
What I do like is they still have 3 back here, but they're letting one of their backs push up. And now we're going to
got
get counter. It's going to be like a 4-on-6, but I like the numbers there for Bryan. A little bit of a dangerous ball and a really good read there by Blount.
The issue on that is you're trying to go too direct when you had Bluffton's back line, 20 yards of gap, nearest Bryan player. Not one person, winger, forward, or cam, pushing that line. Diaz wins the ball about 20 yards from the line, no one in front of him to pass to. You're not going to win a foot race 20 yards behind anybody. So that's something that Bryan's got to realize and fix as Jack wins the ball in a good position and plays it centrally. That's to Diaz, who's played really good at the 10 position. And we got a foul on the Diaz tackle. Looks like he came in late. This is a dangerous position. Yeah. You wonder if they're going to drop it back post or they're going to go for a goal. Burton not in the game. Probably who you want taking this. But more than capable players out there to hit this ball.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see if they have Diaz or Altaffer. It looks like Altaffer's going to take it as Diaz is limping a little bit. And, you know, you're going to get a right-footed shot here. It's going to be swinging. He's probably going to try to swing it in the top right corner.
I mean, you got to lace this, right? I mean, to beat the keeper from this distance, it's going to be hard to bend it while you can. I mean, I think with Taffy's ability, I think you probably got to lace this ball back post. And, I mean, you got a new keeper. How many times has he seen a shot like this?
Exactly. And you see Jerry, he's back post here. Kid's a little bit of a shorter keeper. I'd put it on frame. And he's going to make a pretty easy save, but it bounces around, and Kid falls on top of it.
What a play by Kid.
You know, you'd love to see him save that first time as we get the Welling Construction replay, but, you know, just the instincts to jump right back on top of that ball, not let that trickle in and be a goal for the Bears, phenomenal by Kid.
I cannot believe they had a keeper that was quote-unquote better than this guy.
Yeah, and a little bit of backlash there from that foul call. I didn't really see it.
Just running ahead of him, just clipped his heels, took him down. I mean,
yeah, and we'll see here.
You hate to see it just because this is the way they've looked to score. This is the way they've looked to be their best today.
Phillips is going to put a ball in. He had the assist on their first goal. Again, Luce, great header from Luce, and that's a big header.
That's good command.
And now
he does have, what was that, Carter Altaffer up top. I mean, it's going to be a little late on the counter now, but he's going to still try to find him. And good read from 7. Who is that? Blount. Hear his name again with a very crucial step to the Bluffton season. And they're on the attack. They got someone on the 18. He's dribbling in. Pass 1. Eric with a clearance.
Again, it's going to be a shot for Bluffton. A block there between the duo of Eric and Luce. And one thing we didn't see on that counterattack from Bryan, or one thing we didn't mention, was that Weston Johnston did a really good job of holding up. Because of him,
yes.
Bryan did not have a good counterattack.
Didn't allow Diaz to make the turn and get the counterattack on.
Exactly. Johnston did a great job there. We're going to get another subs. That's going to be, looks like that's going to be Braylon August. We've heard his name, the sophomore. He's going to be back in. I couldn't quite see the other numbers. Number 20, that's Micah Lemley. Haven't called his name yet today. He's also a sophomore coming in. You know, as these games, we're about 80 minutes of soccer played, and from the looks of it right now, it's going to be at least, as a keeper, being in the scenario with 3 minutes left, all you can think about is I need to make this. In the scenario with 3 minutes left, all you can think about is I need to make the save, because you know there is going to be one shot right there. That was Kid's opportunity right there. He knew there was going to be a shot on goal. He made that save. I guarantee one of these keepers is going to have to make a big save in the last 3 minutes for something to happen. You know, you have 3 minutes left. It's like kind of like when you're at the end of a race, you're going to kick it all in, give it everything you got. There's no reason not to leave it all out on the field here, and that's exactly what both these teams are going to do. Be expected to see 2 or 3 counterattacks where it's just heart and determination are going to score a goal.
This is definitely going to be a very interesting 2 minutes and 38 seconds as Bryan wins a throw in their own corner, looking to get out quickly.
If I'm Bryan here, I just don't want to give up a foul inside our half.
Don't give up foul inside the half and don't concede. I mean, you got to talk, you got to communicate. Nothing nonsense. It's got to be out. I mean, even at this point, a corner is better than something else.
You know, Bryan has looked like a lot better of a team in the second half. They've had better opportunities. They've had more opportunities. The last thing you want is to give up something dumb here with 2 minutes left on the main stop scoreboard.
I mean, we've seen many times, like Bryan throughout the season, it's not insane to think that. And Jess.
Good save there. That's not a tough save for Jess. Jess makes that save pretty much every day, but with the pressure in there, just to get his body in front of it, did everything exactly right there, and that's going to be another save off a shot on goal.
Not a tough save, but a tough catch, I will add.
Yes, very tough to catch that ball with the way
he's making that save 10 out of 10 times. He's not catching that 10 out of 10 times. That's a very hard catch in the moment, especially with the adrenaline. Brilliant from Jess to hold on to that ball, as that might have been something in his strong season. That might be one of the few things you'd say I'd like to see him improve.
Yeah, and he's been phenomenal at it tonight. You know, Jess, first year playing here. You know, he would have liked to get more varsity minutes, but he's made the most of them this game for sure.
We're down to 1 minute and 20 on the scoreboard, and it's all Bluffton right now.
Yeah.
You can imagine Bryan's just looking, and a crazy shot from, what was that, Durstein? Maybe it wasn't.
Luce needs to let his team push up here. He's trying to let your team push up.
You got to win this too. I mean,
yeah, good job.
You're pushing up, and then you can't lose the ball.
You know, this last minute, honestly, you get one more attack for Bryan maybe, and you just need to defend, because at this point you're probably not gonna get something crazy unless you get a counterattack right here.
And this is what you like to see: just kick it to the corner and let your best, or your leading goal scorer try to have a day.
Yep. And now you're gonna slow down. Now Bryan can be on the attack. Bryan's gonna be on the attack. Bluffton is gonna get possibly one more counterattacking chance with 33 seconds left.
I mean,
take your time here. Don't do anything dumb, and slow the game down. Don't let it get too fast for you.
You just know there won't be more than one opportunity, truthfully, in the second half.
And I think that was Bryan's last opportunity. We're going to see. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. If Eric gets the ball back here, he's going to find the ball.
We could put it in the box.
To Jeremiah. Jeremiah has 15 seconds on the clock. He's going to play it out wide.
Probably.
Jack hustling. It's going to be a Bryan throw with 10 seconds left on the clock. They're going to see if they can get something out of desperation here.
That's a great throw. He's got to turn and hit the ball.
Sleesman.
Just not the ability. And we got extra time here at Bryan Parks and Recreation.
If you think Dylan and I are annoying, well, I apologize, because you're going to hear a little bit more of us as the score is tied 1-1 at the end of the second half here at Rec Park in a winner-go-home matchup between Bryan and Bluffton. We're going to take a real quick break, and we'll be back after this with Extra Soccer here on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Discover great job skills training at Northwest State. With over 50 different programs available, there is something for everyone. Providing hands-on training and education is the community college advantage.
Trust is built when we know someone has our back, on the field, in the stands, and in life. At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we're more than a service provider. We're neighbors and friends. For generations, families have trusted us to care for their loved ones with compassion and dignity.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
Welcome back out to the Golden Bear Sports Network between a winner-go-home match between the Bryan Golden Bears and the Bluffton Pirates. 1-1 is your score at the end of regulation, and we're going in extra time, Dylan.
Yes, we are. I mean, this is about what you thought it was going to be watching the last 20 minutes, but you never know. Goal from Bryce, absolute screamer. Probably 7 minutes later, Bluffton with a little miscommunication goal on the backside, and that's all it takes in a tournament like this. Both sides show the ability to score, which is exciting. It is 0-0. And on top of that, we got some extra soccer, which who doesn't love extra soccer?
I mean, as a watcher of the game, you know, I love extra soccer. As a player, you sometimes don't love extra soccer. You know, as you get closer and closer to the 30 minutes of extra time being over, it gets scary and scarier. Let's go really quickly. I'll go over the stats, and then we'll kind of talk about the overtime rules. Bryan has 3 shots on goals, 3 corners, and 4 saves by Jess. And the goal was scored in the 35th minute by Bryce Welling, assisted by Alex Diaz on a great ball across and a one-timer there from Bryce Welling. Bluffton, on the other hand, has 5 shots on goal, 3 corners, and 2 saves. Their goal was scored by, I'm going to make sure I get his name correct. It was number 9, Gavin Amstutz. They're more of their defensive midfielder. was playing the 6 for them, but he scored the goal on a. I'm going to give the assist to Phillips. I don't know if it would be credited as an assist, but I'm giving it to him. He was the one who played the ball. He played the ball in very well, and a little bit of a back header here. So now we go in. We got 2 minutes and 50 seconds left until we start up the overtime periods. Dylan, why don't you talk us through a little bit what the overtime rule is at OHSA soccer for those who may not be familiar.
So what we're getting into here is we're going to do 2 15-minute halves with a halftime in between, kind of just like usual. And it'll be golden goal, which simply just means next goal wins. It's pretty cutthroat. As soon as the goal goes in, it's over. They don't play out the half. They won't advance to the next half. It's just that's the game.
Yeah, it's different than what you see in professional and I think even college soccer.
Yeah, where they play out the whole overtime.
It's interesting how they do it. They play like it's a whole second game. This is not how it is. It's next goal wins. We've seen it leads to some really awesome moments and some really heartbreaking moments on the other side of it. Bryan is familiar with playing in overtime. We had mentioned it during the regulation of the broadcast. Last tournament game, second to last tournament game this Bryan team played was a 1-0 win against Delta with 2 minutes left in the game on a corner. Like we've said, everything we've said is just put under a microscope for this extra time. It's going to be gritty. It's going to have to be hard fought. It's going to be who wants it more at the end of the day.
I mean, it's going to come down to the small stuff. Like you said, everything's amplified. Corners are critical. Free kicks are critical. Being able to track up and down the field is so important. Communication is never been more important for these players. I mean, how many times do you see a game winner come off a corner or a miscommunication at the end of a game? I mean, this is intense. This is what high school soccer is all about, and this is what we love to see.
Yeah, Dylan, so real quickly, we don't got a lot of time, but why don't you tell me, you're Bluffton coach. I know I asked you this at halftime, but what adjustments are you making? What are you saying to your players right now?
I mean, I'm saying keep fighting. I think I couldn't be more proud as a Bluffton coach of these boys, the way they've played, the way they've hustled. The goal, you lost one midfielder running through. Besides that, your goal is a little sloppy, but I think you just fight hard. I wouldn't change a thing.
And if you're Coach Collins, I know what I'm saying is do not foul them on your side of the half. No dumb fouls.
Yes.
If it's a foul that you have to make because it's going to prevent a goal, all for it. But you got to be careful because we have 2 people on yellows. Bryce Welling's on a yellow. And
Jerry Taylor.
Yeah. The last thing you want is a red card, win this game, and now you're without either one of your best midfielders or one of your starting defenders in the next couple games. But obviously the focus is on this game. Dylan, what else are you saying if you're Coach Collins to them?
I'm reiterating how important this game is. I'm saying everything I just said. Corners are amplified. Through balls are very crucial as they're going to do the coin toss right now, as it's been treated like a new game. This will decide who gets ball first and second. But I mean, it's just you're relaying how important this game is. Seniors, this is your last time. Juniors, sophomores, freshmen, this is the last time you're going to play with your seniors. This might be the first time you're in a playoff game like this. There's a lot of different, especially on a team like this where you just don't have depth for days. You gotta amplify what's important here and how you want to attack this.
And this is where that summer conditioning really pays off. This is where those interval runs, those suicide sprints, all of those, the mile park laps, all of those come down to a moment like this, right? It's who wants it more, who can fight, whose best players can stay on the pitch for as long as possible. I know I keep bringing it up because it's fresh in the mind, but the Delta win last year, Delta was subbing at this point, and and it was scored on their bench players. Bryan, like you said, does not have the depth that they have had in past years. They really only have 3 or 4 guys that they ever really pull off the bench. These guys are going to be playing for a possibility of 110 minutes. 100 soccer is the chance before PK shootout where they would be playing. The longer and longer you get into this game, the more likely that some odd thing that can happen will win the game for a team. And you are going to see the atmosphere at Rec Park is incredible right now. You heard Chet
picking up.
Chet leading a chant earlier for the Bears. Bluffton had a great crowd. They traveled really well. You get the kettlebells coming out. And this is going to be exciting.
Cowbells out, loud cups out.
You gotta love it, man. This is what you prepare for. This is what Coach Collins has been prepping these boys for the entire season. Peaking right now, finding a way to win this game, and that's what they're going to try to do here. 15-minute halves. Here, Bryan is going to have the first half kick off.
And not a single player on that field is going to forget what happens tonight. Either way, no matter who scores, what happens, pens, nothing. This will be a memory for every single one of those out there, and that's amazing to see.
Yeah, so it looks like Max Burton is still not on the field.
Nope.
And we're going to start with Alex Diaz is going to be back up top. Colin Rockel is going to be on the left wing instead of up top this
Jerry
time.
and Bryce both in. No Carter Thiel, who left with an injury. We're assuming head, but we have no idea, truthfully.
And Bluffton's going to get because of some possession. I'm going to be honest, I think the first 5 minutes of this, it's a little bit different because it's win or go home. But the first 5 minutes are very similar. So we get a shot on goal out wide. Got a little excited there ahead of myself.
I know, Jess gave us the signal early. He thinks it's going wide, and he watched it through, but that is something scary to see them pop ones from outside the 18 because they've seen dangerous. They've been able to hit them on target. They've been able to give us a real issue, and just one of those is all it takes.
The last 2 overtime games that Bryan have played, the goal was scored with less than 5 minutes left in the second half. But honestly, a goal within the first minute and this game is over.
Yes.
We do not have to play an extra 30 minutes of soccer with golden goal rules.
This could be, well, now it could be an 82-minute game.
Yeah.
It could be an 82-minute game out of the 80 we're supposed to play tonight.
Or we could play 110 and go to a PK shootout.
110, and they say we're not done.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of playoff soccer. It's what makes you. It's what makes it special. Honestly,
this is almost a different game than what we were watching the first part. Every player's leveled it up as Taffy goes on a brilliant run through,
and it's going to be bounced off.
And he passed off for a corner, and this might not even be the worst thing because I didn't think there was enough people back post that to connect to. So this is a good opportunity. Well, I'm assuming they're going to do the thing where they keep Carter Luce back on the header, which worked earlier in the game.
I want to see that play where it looks like Luce is going to be playing a little bit more around the 18.
It's because I think it's Diaz taking the corner, so he's going to have an outswinger here. So we're going to go with a different play where they're running into the box, trying to use the momentum of the ball. Actually, they go short.
They're going to play it back, make sure he's on side. He is. He's going to put a ball in.
That's a great ball.
Luce is going to have a shot here. Oh, and just high.
Just high.
The field goal kicker kicks it a little too high there.
That went over a tree, I think. But you can't blame the effort, just the execution.
Yeah, and that's a tough left-footed shot for Luce. You know, like we said, tensions are high.
Center back too. Yeah.
That's all he does is clear the ball as hard as he can, and you know that we love him for it. So. Good header there.
Oh, and they're
this
on.
is a good spot here for Bryan. A 3-on-4 here.
This is some of the
Diaz
best.
is going to take somebody on, and a good defending there by 19. That was Landon. A shot here, and a save.
Save! What a save!
And a diving save by Kidd to keep Bluffton in
And he holds on to it. Kidd is having a day.
It's another shot on goal for Bryan.
What a hit from Altaffer on the turn. No momentum, no run-up, just pure power on the shot. And Kidd leaps out of there and snags the ball.
Kidd only has 3 saves today, but all 3 of them have been phenomenal.
And how well has he maintained his box?
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, that doesn't show up on a stat sheet, but how many times has he come out and controlled something that's just bouncing around? How many times has he won a cross?
And a great job there by Sleesman to get a foot on it and find Welling. Welling's got to be careful here. Welling is already on a yellow. He's used physicality, no foul there. He's going to play it forward.
Physicality. Oh, just doesn't get the cross over the head, but that's going to be trouble.
Yeah, bad clearance there from Bluffton. We're going to see some hold-up play here from Diaz. He's going to play a back heel. It's going to be a rip from, and a save is and a missed shot by Colin.
And that's about as tough as you can get.
And another amazing save there by Kidd, and he parries it away. Colin to his left foot, which is his dominant foot, and just misses left of frame.
Got to keep the heads up here. Bryan is pushing hard. These distant shots are giving Bluffton trouble. It makes you wonder how long could they have actually done this. Eric with a strike. You really don't see that in his game too often.
And a good win again from the header on Eric.
That looked like it hit his head really rough. We'll see.
And we got a counterattack here. We'll see what.
And now we're on the other end of drama, and they play a nice back heel through and a slide.
What a stop by Sleesman
in the box. Everyone held their breath there for Bryan.
You are going to see in these types of games, it is going to be shot after shot after shot after shot, both sides. It's not going to be a good possession game. These teams want to score a goal. They want to be the hero. They want to win the game here.
You tuned in here for soccer, and you're going to get basketball.
A good through ball there. Good deflection there by Sleesman. Again, you're just going to see clearances. You're going to see.
I think Eric's cramping again as you see some kind of issue. I don't know.
He's walking off.
Maybe has a bloody nose. He got decked in the face. It seems to be the case, actually.
I swear, he gets more bloody noses than anybody on the field.
Yeah, well, he just took a 50-mile-an-hour ball to the face. I can't believe he's walking.
Yeah. You know, they have a story about Scott Sterling about him.
We'll get him a scooter at the end of this game.
All right, so it looks like subbing in is going to be Quinn Green. Dropping, they're going to have to drop somebody back.
Somebody in, and that's
going to put Diaz. Diaz is going to drop back into the midfield. We've seen Coach Collins
probably
going
to push him to a cam.
And a good throw here, and it's going to bounce around in the box. And
who's that leaving the middle besides Bryce?
It's going to be a number 6 is going to have a shot. Just
save from Jess.
And that's a great save and a good enough parry to get it out. And a heck of
and
a
he
save
does a
from
good
Jess.
job, but he doesn't quite keep it in. But good hustle from Rockle as he goes to the play, and Bluffton's trying to get the ball in quick. Saves from the keeper. What from a keeper yourself? What are we seeing here?
I mean, that's exactly. You have to have the onions to make that save,
Yes.
dude. And we're going to see another counter.
And he's in. Quinn is
Green
in.
has a one-on-one.
No one
It's gonna
back
be a
post. He takes the
Near
shot.
post, and not a save, but an easy for the keeper. But yes, going
Not
back.
a save, but you might as well count it.
Yeah, that's huge, and a good look there from Quinn. Tried to beat him near post, just not enough power on the ball, and a little bit off the goal.
You just need someone back post there on that. Like the angle wasn't quite in for the shot. I will say Bluffton player went in there with real strong intent. That could have definitely ended it bad for Bluffton.
Yeah, and going back to that save by Jess, not only did he make a great diving save, a great read on the ball, but he parried it away far enough where it wasn't a dangerous opportunity for
Exactly,
Bluffton.
and Bryce just running through the ball totally clean.
And
6 seems to be down, but they're not going to stop the game if it's not a head injury. We
Yeah.
play on.
That's Kelly on the ground. They're going to wait. You can see
He's
here.
going to wait till Bluffton gets possession, and Quinn has another chance in goal, and now they're going to stop the ball, and it's going to be a Bryan throw-in when we resume.
And now there's a chance for everybody to breathe, right? Everybody, the emotions are really high right now. Just made a heck of a save. Quinn had a one-on-one that could have won the game. Everybody takes a deep breath now.
Kids made a crazy save for Eric. Rockle missed a wide-open net, and it looks like he just got ran through. And I wonder if this is a cramp. They seem to be stretching him out.
Yeah, it looks like a
totally
stretch.
legal from Bryce, but on a yellow, you always wonder. But he did well to time the tackle and get the ball.
Yeah, and if you
seems
see,
to be just a cramp though, it's a good sight to see when it's just a cramp.
yeah, you can't see it right now, but we got a couple of the Bryan players convening right now, talking about it. You know, they're making jokes. They're trying to calm everybody down. You got a sophomore there, 2 sophomores there, and Alex Diaz and Quinn Green, and you got 2 seniors there. Kind of, you know what? We've been here before, Actually, all 4 of them have been in this exact same position before last year, right? They know what it takes, right? I don't know if Bluffton's been in this before. That's another thing where, Bryan's a little bit more battle-tested in this type of scenario, and those seniors have a little bit more experience of, okay, we know what this is like. And calm down. We still have 9 minutes, 25 seconds in this
plus
half,
the 15.
Plus another 15. We're okay. Right.
And it seems like Kelly, it's definitely a cramp as he's walking off under his own power, but he did ask for a sub, and he will be granted one, obviously, with the injury and the time stopped.
And that's a blow for Bluffton for sure. Kelly was the one who had that shot on that save before Jess.
Very true. He's been great at the cam, especially in this diamond midfield position with a CDM, a cam, and then 2 people up top. He's been really good.
Yeah, and that save from Jess makes it his 5th on the night. And I'm pretty sure all 5 of them were diving saves. There was not a single, maybe one, that was
There's a few that
there
was
one
easy.
that was an easy save, but the rest of them were all diving and, huge saves for him to make. And, it takes a lot for his first time being in this position, and he is not back down. And he worked really hard all off season to be where he's at right now, and he's showing it right now.
I see. That's a great tackle.
And it's going to go out
That
for
is a great tackle.
But I couldn't tell. I thought.
And we got a corner. We do get the symbol for a corner.
Yeah, it was a corner. I saw Rockle. I didn't know. He looked frustrated. I couldn't tell if he was hurt or not.
He's probably just frustrated. He thinks it should be a foul. I mean, in the moment, your adrenaline's on. You think it's a foul. But all ball, they're clean. That's one thing Bluffton's been fantastic at defensively. Their tackles have been timed spectacularly. Nothing late.
Corners seem to be a strength of Bryan in these overtime scenarios.
A little short there. I wonder what this is going to. And just a fight from Bryce, and it's going to be a goal kick.
Heck of a fight there from Bryce. And honestly, if you're Bluffton, the last thing you want is a Bryan corner kick.
Exactly.
Last 2 times Bryan has been in the scenario, they've won off of a corner kick.
True.
So that is it's something that Coach Collins works really hard with these guys on. He draws up plays. You don't always see that. But we're going to see some counterattack as we get a great ball there from Durstein, who's kind of dropped back and played a midfield position.
He seems to be in the cam. I think he might have took Kelly's position as the top of the diamond of the 4 midfielders and pushed 2 other people up on top.
A little bit of disorganization from Bryan. It's going to be a deflection.
It is going to be a goal kick, though. That is off white.
Yeah, very stressful goal kick there. That's, again.
You don't want to see that. Eric checks back in the game, which is another good sign.
Yep, Eric's going to check in. We're going to get Green check out. We're going to see Rockle push back into, Rockle's there. We're going to see
probably
Diaz push back
Diaz
up.
or Taffy kind of push up.
Yep.
I wonder if Coach is going with 2 strikers here and let Taffy and Diaz play off each other, or if he's holding Diaz back and having him play a cam.
Yeah, and so we're going to get Eric right back in the game. He looks to be all right, and if not, he's going to push through it. There's no way he does it.
He's not 100%, but I guess he'll take a 70, 80.
And it's something, again, it's going to be a story of this match and possibly moving forward if Bryan wins. No Max Burton out on the field.
Yes.
And Max Burton, we talked about him super highly. He's the target man a lot of the time in the midfield. We try to look to him because he's through balls, and we're going to have a good opportunity here. for
Jerry's
Bluffton.
going to try to use his speed to get back, and he does. Can he make the tackle?
Bluffton 1-1. He's going to plus it, and he's got a wide open guy at the midfield.
Jerry did a good job there. He did get burnt, but he was able to recover and hold it up. And Bluffton's going to try to switch the field and try to get something there. They do have not quite the pass.
Bryan can go for a counterattack here and just not have the best ball from Bryce, but I don't hate it either. Give your defense a chance to reset.
I don't hate the attempt. It's just got to be a little bit better.
Yeah.
And good tackle from Bryce.
It's not.
Yeah,
he tries to argue it, but it was the right call.
It was definitely white ball.
The one thing is Bryce does need to be careful. He's on a yellow. The refs are not going to give him a red for anything not like anything chippy, but it's gonna if he puts in a hard challenge on a yellow, there's a chance they give him a red, and that would be a huge blow being down 10 men in a game like this.
And I'd like to know how many times Bryce has been on a yellow, because this is not
we might see a shot here. We're going to see a shot, and it's blocked there by Sleesman. It's going to be out for a corner for Bluffton.
I mean, way to be there from Sleesman. Defensively, it always looked like they had that covered, but I mean, giving up the corner now.
Bluffton's shots from outside the 18 have been dangerous. However, they're not dangerous when you have Cardelus and Nolan Sleesman there to get a body in front and make a block. Now, this has been something on these set pieces has been a struggle for Bryan all game. Have not been able to clear the ball out of the box. Let's see what happens here.
Bounced a lot. Eric seems to be the guy in question, and he gets it out.
Koenig does a great job. You need a little bit of hold-up play from Diaz here.
Extremely solid contact on a volley.
I don't hate that. Diaz pushes it up. Gives the defense a chance to reset. We're going to have a shot here again. A diving save from Jesse, bobbles it around and a save. I think it was outside of the goal.
It was probably going to go wide of the left post, but you got to make that save nonetheless, and brilliant on him not to parry that in a dangerous area.
Yeah, so Jesse's punt quick. It's going to be one. Diaz wasn't able to get to it. A good read there.
Arm studs.
And now Bluffton's back on the attack, and now this kind of half is flipped on its head, and Bluffton has been the one in the attack the last couple minutes.
And this is the most possession.
A long shot.
Oh!
And a close shot. Just maybe had it covered, but a heck of a shot from Bluffton, and that was
I don't know if you could ever have a shot like that covered.
Oh my gosh! On the Welling Construction replay, we see that just barely getting it over the bar. And like I said, this half is just flipped on its head, and now Bluffton has been on the one in the driver's seat in the last 5 minutes.
Shots from distance from both teams. We saw it from Eric. We saw it from Carter. Now we're seeing it from Bluffton. I think we saw one more earlier in this half from Bluffton.
We're going to get the ball up to Altaffer. Altaffer's going to play it forward.
He had the right ball. He just couldn't get it past enough players. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 white players in a defensive line.
And a good clearance there by Hoffman. And Luce is going to be able to get this pretty easily. A good shield there by Miller. Miller
really
is
good.
Frustrating him. And a good hustle there. That was the freshman Ugastuk. And it's going to be a Bryan throw-in, but great hustle there by Ugastuk.
Ugastuk, the freshman, chasing down relentlessly with Tucker Miller shielding him off, and Carter Luce, a senior, trying to clear the ball. Doesn't give up, fights through, and wins a throw-in for Bryan, but in their own third.
Yeah, we got 4 minutes left on the main stop scoreboard. Always open when you need them. You're always near a main stop. Thirsty Thursday every Thursday. 4 minutes
again,
left.
We got no one up top.
And a good fight there from Altaffer. This is going to be a good fight. And
it's going to be a foul.
It's going to be a foul. And there's a little bit of a fight. Eric's doing a really good job to break it up. And there might
good job there.
I think it's going to be a yellow.
I don't think it's going to be both.
And Altaffer walking away kind of gives himself up there. We'll see if they end up giving it to him.
We're going to see what they're going to discuss. Coaches on the field, I don't even know if this is allowed.
He doesn't care. Now, I do think that I don't know if we can get a
replay. I will say
on
maturity from both teams to be able to take that out. Captains on both sides. I mean, this is a great sportsmanship. I saw Eric specifically pull away Altaffer from the altercation, and now we got 3 captains talking to Altaffer right now, and we had 3 captains talking to the Bluffton player in question.
Yeah, let's see if we can possibly get a replay on that. We might not be able to, but really good job, like you said, from this junior captain. We're going to see it right here. So Altaffer has the ball on his left. He's going to play it forward, and that's a chip on the leg, and they both fight for it. It's still good here, and we see 16 grabbing Altaffer, and Altaffer
drags him to the ground.
It probably is a foul. I don't know. I didn't see what just happened. I think they give a double yellow. They give a yellow to both of them.
So both are being sent off double yellow, and that's good officiating, if I'm being honest with you.
It's great officiating. It was from both sides.
The initial persistent fouling from 16 and the reaction from Altaffer both probably should have been a yellow card offense, and for the refs to come together and make that decision properly, I really like the way they handled that, especially in a game like today.
And we got the Bryan, what seems to me is it's going to be a Bluffton free kick, as we see Eric Koenig is a little bit arguing with the refs, or no, I guess it's a Bryan free kick.
He argued enough to get the ball.
You love to see it.
From my understanding, I think the whistle was blown on the initial persistent fouling from 16, which led to the yellow, and then Altaffer, after the play, had a little bit extracurricular activity, dragging number 15 down, which then he got the yellow for, so we got a free kick, Bryan.
Exactly. I think you explained that perfectly. So now we're going to see Carter Luce with a deep ball for a free kick. And we get Rec Park is bumping right now. And this is going to be something where we're gonna see if we can get a good free kick here from Carter Luce. We've seen him do it a million times.
Yes.
And the senior, if he has one more left in him. We're waiting. Again, we got to let the other ref get back to his side
Got to
of the
explain.
field.
The coach wants to know. He didn't get in the action like Collins did.
Yeah, Coach Collins already knew. And
Coach Collins was at the halfway line when they were making the decision.
And he took advantage to coach up his players while he was at halfway.
I don't know if
Very
that's
illegal
allowed.
from Coach, but he's going to do what he can. He loves to bend the rules.
That's funny. I mean, it's.
And the longer,
I guess it might have. I don't even know.
The longer and longer you sit around, this is just like icing a kicker in football. It's giving them time to kind of think this through. I think is almost worst for Bluffton.
I think that's worth. I mean, it's not good for anybody, but I would probably agree. Their defense is just sitting there worried. I mean, it's never good. It's like the kicker. You're always worried about if it's going to go in or not. Here, they're worried what's going to happen.
And you see Alex Diaz up there at the front center. He's talking to the Bluffton defender.
Yes.
He is sneaky about getting in their heads.
All it takes is one kick of the football to change this game and completely win it for one team, and that is about as good of a ball. And it's just going to sit there. Rocco with an effort, and it looks like Bluffton's just going to get the clearance, but Rocco fights for it, and we got a purple throw.
That was a very dangerous ball from Luce, and
the way it just sat in the air.
Hangs in the air, and that's Bluffton's coach was probably a little bit scared from that because he knows that Bryan has the height advantage, even with Luce taking that free kick.
Yes.
So we're going to have, looks like Miller is going to take the throw in. Miller's going to almost has a quick throw. It's going to take time. There's 3 minutes and 16 seconds left on the main stop scoreboard.
And again, we do have another half after this. This 3 minutes isn't the end of the game.
A decent ball by Alex, and it's going to get to the
and we got a goal kick, and we got subs coming in. That might be all Taffer. I think it's all Taffer.
Yeah, coach is not going to let all Taffer sit on that bench very long.
I mean, like you said, you get a yellow, you're going to sit out for a little bit. I don't know if that's the case right now.
No, not at all.
We're going to put the starting 11 in as much as we can.
You are going to put your best players on the field no matter what. I'm sure if one of our best players gets a red, I think coach would try to switch the jersey and try to get him on again with a different number. Because at this point, you just need your best player on. And a little bit of communication here, and a good job by Jess to talk
really
to his
good
defender.
From Jess there.
That's a tough ball. It's kind of, on the turf, that's 100% Jess's ball. On the grass, with it being wet, maybe earlier in the game, that's not his ball, but now it is. And he does a good job to win it in a decent punt. And it's going to go out of bounds.
And there's Armstutz again, just holding down the defensive position right in front of the center backs, not letting the cam of Bryan do anything.
Yeah, we're going to see a ball off the chest here from Kennedy, playing with the ball on the right side here, and a good step there by Jerry. The issue is there's only 3 defenders back now, and
it seems to sail out of bounds. We got a purple throw. They got to go quick down the line.
It's a good throw to Diaz.
And that is Diaz.
Diaz on.
He has one winner this year already at Archibald.
And a foul.
And that's going to be a foul.
That might be a yellow. That might be, with how they've been officiating this, they're going to let it go. With how they've been calling this game, it was kind of iffy, but it was a tough challenge here. We're going to see it on the Welling Construction replay, except Bluffton's going to try to go quick here. He tries to go back and get that ball and just cleats him. Nothing malicious.
Just too much. I think the pure intent to get the ball there, I think, saves him on the yellow, while the challenge was late and reckless.
And that's a great through ball here.
And he's in.
We'll see what
a tackle!
And it's going to be a corner. And what a tackle!
In the box. You can't time it up better. Who is that?
That's Blau again. We've been
how many times have we said his name?
And a beautiful slide tackle to save the game-winning goal from Bryan. And now Bluffton is back on the counterattack. 1 minute and 17 left. They've got numbers.
Eric takes it off his foot, plays a corner. It's going to go too long. He's going to go straight to the keeper. Bryan gets a chance to set up defensively. They're going to elect for a goal kick.
And if I'm Kid or whoever Bluffton is, I'm killing this game right now.
You're going slow.
You do not want to let Bryan score with 1 minute
left. You've had some opportunities, but Bryan's by far looked more dangerous in this extra time. And with one kick of the football, all it takes to decide this game, you're probably going to slow this down and see the second 15 minutes.
Yeah, 50 seconds left to go. Bluffton is not taking their foot off the gas. They are pressing hard, and that's going to be a win that's Uganshek.
Just dispossessed. I think that's Nolan with the clearance. Let's see what Bryan can do with this.
And a bad chest from there from Bluffton. And
seems to hold the ball up. He might look cross. Good
30 seconds
way to find Bryce there. Bryce seems to just be dispossessed.
Turned over
and Diaz, really good work to win the ball back as he chips it over the top. Can they get there? I think that's Jack Kennedy chasing the ball.
And out of bounds, it's going to be a Bryan throw-in.
15 seconds. Let's see if they rush or what do they do. Probably just chucking in the box and pray is your best bet.
Yeah, you don't want to give up a goal here.
They seem like they don't even know.
They're just going to let this. You can see up front, they're walking. They're just going to let this go to the second half.
Both teams are okay seeing the next 15, I think.
Yeah. So 15 more minutes have played. We've played a total of 95 minutes here at Rec Park, and we're in for maybe 15 more. As the score after the first overtime period is still tied 1-1. And what a game do we have, Dylan?
Oh, my gosh. This is a thrilling game. You're seeing everything. You're seeing shots outside the box. You're seeing one-on-ones with the keeper, missed shots from inside the 6, free kicks, fouls. We got 4 bookings. This is a great game.
Yeah, and this is one of those games where everybody is leaving it out on the line. You can tell by the yellow cards. These guys are putting everything they've got, their heart and soul, their bodies into this game. We got 5 minutes. I don't know if they're going to give 5 minutes between these periods.
I think it is a shortened break. We'll see how much long they actually give.
Sounded like Wasion lost. I don't know if that was a girls' score or a boys' score. But
similar to the reactions, that might have been the boys' score. And we also got word that Elida did win 4-1 in their game. So that will be, they will play the winner here tonight in Kalida on. Oh, is it going to get announced?
Yeah, he just said it right there. Yep, we're going to play. Winner of this game plays Elida. I think they go to, it probably isn't at Defiance anymore.
It's at Kalida.
At Kalida.
Kalida High School.
So, yeah, a change. We had to play it at Defiance last year.
I'm pretty sure it is Kalida. Don't quote me on that.
Well, we'll take it out of your paycheck if you're wrong.
Sounds good to me.
So, yeah, we got a minute and a half between these, Dylan. You know, you've played in a lot of these scenarios before. Obviously, your sophomore year, you had the game-winning goal against Rossford in the corner kick.
Mm-hmm.
Senior year, or I guess last year for me, I was part of this where it happened. You know, what is going on in these players' minds? You know, as a keeper, I have my own take on it, but as a field player, you have 15 minutes for the rest of your season.
I mean, it depends on what level you're at. Are you a senior? Are you an underclassman? I think going through your head is just, for me, it was always like composure. Like, you got to keep your head level on. I don't think anyone out there is getting too scared of the moment. Like, maybe as the time declines, you'll see a little bit more stress, but you can't get stressed. You're playing soccer. You've been playing soccer since you were 6.
Yeah.
You've been playing soccer since you were 8. You've done this your whole life. You trained for an entire season. You played 18 games up to this point. I mean, this isn't a time for nerves. This isn't a time for, like, to be scared. This is a time to play football and have fun. That's the biggest thing. You got to have fun out there.
Yeah, you know, this could be your last time ever kicking the ball on the high school field. You know, I'm going to give you a little bit of perspective from the goalie side. First of all, 2 phenomenal goalkeeping games.
Yes.
You know, 1 goal allowed from both of these keepers, but phenomenal saves kept them both in their game in that first 15. If you're a goalie, the closer and closer that this clock ticks to 0, the more and more the thought in your brain is, oh, shoot, we're going to PK shootout.
Yes.
You need to keep that thought out of your brain for as long as possible. You look at the games last year, you know, 2 minutes left in the game, I had to make a save to keep us in that. You know, you can't be thinking ahead. Obviously, that thought's going to creep your mind. It's going to happen. Your thought needs to be, they're not scoring a goal on me in 15 minutes, and then your thoughts can shift to that PK shootout. You see Jess right now getting warm and goal, tapping the posts. You see the Bluffton keeper getting ready, giving
both
the thumbs
sides
up to
doing
the
the little
refs.
superstitions, trying to get right.
And we have 15 minutes until a PK shootout here in Bryan, and it is all 15 minutes left to go for the rest of the season. Tied 1-1 on your main stop scoreboard.
I mean, and mostly, if you're being honest, a goal like this is usually going to come off some kind of miscommunication or a free kick opportunity. That's what you got to keep your eye out for. I mean, it's not. I'm not saying it's not going to happen in open play, but the odds are more than likely it's going to come from a big opportunity or a miscommunication.
Yeah, it's going to come from miscommunication or somebody being tired. That's the difference in these games. It's who can play for 110 minutes and still fight and be the one at the end of the day. We're going to good through ball here, and it's going to be an opportunity here for Bluffton.
Bluffton, he's definitely on sides. He's outside the box,
so. It's going to be a corner kick for Bluffton.
It's got to be a corner.
Really good job by Ungashik again. The freshman is not backing down from this big moment.
No, he's extremely fast. He's pushing the line. He's running through. He's predicting. As you hear the Bluffton crowd get up on their feet as we get the corner that I said earlier, this is where something can happen.
Yeah, this needs to be the most organized Bryan's defense has been all day. Jess needs to do a good job communicating. Eric and Bryce and Luce and Sleesman all need to communicate.
Front post duties, you got to win your ball. Back push, you got to win the headers.
Ball still in the air. Dangerous ball. A shot on goal cleared away from.
I didn't see who it was. We got another tackle, a brilliant tackle.
And now Bryan's on the counter, and that's going to be a bit of a shoulder. No foul.
I think we're good here.
Yeah, no foul called, no foul there. And
we're just going to play it down in the corner. We're going to chase. Is that Rocco on the left wing chasing it? You love to see the hustle at this late in the game.
Yeah, we'll go back to that corner real quick. That was a great job by Luce to get ahead on it first time, and a good job from Bryan to stay organized, clear it out. We got a Bluffton player on the ground, and they're going to stop the clock and see what happens
Seems
here.
to be another cramp. I got a left calf cramp is what it seems to be. Cramps have been a real issue in this game. I think we've seen 2 Bryan players and 2 Bluffton players each go out with cramps tonight.
I don't know why they're cramping, Dylan. It's not like they've been playing for over almost 2 hours.
Well, this is what happens when you push yourself to the limit, and then you have to add time onto that.
Yeah. You better hope that there's some mustard or Pedialyte or something on the bench, pickle juice, something to help these guys out.
I mean, this is where you really got to test your conditioning, and I mean. Again, like it's a Thursday night, they had school. I mean, it's
yeah, they
not
got
like,
school tomorrow, too.
I mean, and Bluffton had an hour-and-a-half drive here. That doesn't help the muscles.
Yeah, and everybody here, like I said, everything that we've said in the last time is even more magnified here. The tiredness, how hard are you going to fight? The one of this game, somebody needs to be the hero. Who is going to step up? Is it going to be for Bryan? Is it going to be for Bluffton? We have 13 minutes still to figure that out.
And the biggest thing in this is going to be captains, too. Having a leader. Do you have someone that's yelling at you to push through the pain? Do you have someone that's leading the line and fighting the pass? Do you have someone with the soccer knowledge to get you through this time and de-stress everyone else?
And leading by example is going to be huge. You see somebody fighting, putting everything on the line to try to win a ball. That gets you excited. That makes you want to play harder for your brothers around you.
You need someone to put an example. You need someone to speak, and you need someone to act.
Exactly.
I mean, a little bit of everything. That's the perfect recipe to a playoff game like this. As we get a ball out wide to Jerry, we'll see the touch as 20 is pursuing very hard. Jack, the senior, gets the ball on the wing. Seems to be dispossessed by 20 as they're trying to play it through. We'll see what happens here. Sleesman seems as position, but
good job by Sleesman. Now let's see if he can get out for not a corner. He's going to really good job to keep possession. He might even make it a throw. Oh, and he gets it.
He did a good job, and he does it again. And
it's a good fussle there.
It seems to be a purple throw.
Yeah, Bryan,
I mean, that was a little scary, but
that was good. Really good hustle there by Micah Lemley. He's also a sophomore, you know. And again,
Bryan just seems to have troubles getting out into the final third. I mean, if you look at it again, we don't have a single forward that is in the attacking third, or even in our half. Everyone's dropped back. I don't think we're playing.
That's not going to be a foul.
No,
it's going to be a throw. Yeah.
It's going to be a throw.
Here's the thing, and you might be able to correct me, but I think the more and more you get into a game, the less amount your soccer skill matters because the games just start to get kickball.
Get sloppy.
Yeah, it's who wants it more, who's going to be the most conditioned, and who is going to fight and give it all out. You have Jack Kennedy, you have Tucker Miller, you have Jess Hendricks, you have Carter Luce.
And honestly, it's going to come down to a moment of brilliance. It has to. Someone has to step up and make this game about them.
Yeah.
Someone's got to say, this is my game, this is my ball, this is my one to win.
Yeah. Those seniors I just mentioned, they do not want it to be their last game on this field. They don't want it to be their last game playing soccer. They want to keep pushing, right? They have 11 minutes and 5 seconds left on the main stop scoreboard to do it. Our score is still 1-1. A goal wins this game.
Brilliant flick. Taffy seems to be on the attack.
Carter Altaffer
finds Eric.
Eric is going to look. He's going to end up giving it to Jeremiah. Jeremiah, he's going to look.
He got everyone dropped back. He plays a tough
ball.
ball.
It's to Bryce's chest. The shot.
He hits the volley, and it's just rolled just right of the goal.
Beautiful ball in by Jerry. We're going to see a Welling Construction replay. First generation family-owned general contractor for your. We specialize and pride ourselves in building quality custom homes, made of renovation projects, and commercial work. Your vision, our expertise. And what a good shot there by Bryce Welling.
I mean, you wonder if it was on target.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a good cover there by Kidd, but you know, you never know. And that's probably one of the better opportunities Bryan's going to get in this second overtime period. Man, I'm not even on the field anymore, and my heart is racing.
Yeah, you have no. I couldn't even bet on who's going to win this game today, and I'm being honest with you.
What a good through ball there. Luce is hawking him down. And
he puts a good tackle in. That is a captain leadership, leading by example and putting in a good tackle on that end of the field.
Carter Luce, battling a groin injury, has not been able to do kickoffs for their football team, and he goes in there and lays his heart out there. It's going to be a throw in here.
Bluffton trying to find a man. He's going to roll out. We got a goal kick for Bryan.
Best case scenario for Bryan. The biggest thing is Bryan needs to not rush here.
True.
Right? They have a free kick. It is a free kick for them, right? It is a goal kick. They have the opportunity to put the ball where they want it, set something up. I don't hate trying to find somebody here and just slowing the game down. Get a chest on the ball, win it, and play a little bit of hold-up play. You don't have to go for goal right now. The more and more this ball bounces around, though, the more and more something crazy happens, though.
We're
ball
in.
goes out of bounds, and the ref's right there. He's definitely got a good call. And Bluffton Was going to make a quick ball, but luckily the ball stayed in because of how quickly the ball boys got it in. So they can't do a quick throw. It's going to be a big throw by the captain. That's Selhorst. Bryce does a good job to get a foot on it, but it's going to go back to Armstutz. Armstutz has the assist, has the lone goal, for Bluffton in this game.
Don't want to foul here, and
that's
he does.
Bryce.
And he does.
And that's on Bryce on a yellow. I don't think it's enough to give him
It's
another
not enough for a second yellow. It should never be.
But, he's got to be careful with this. This is a very dangerous shot here.
You can't give up this free kick, though, on an attempt that had no chance of getting to a goal directly. This is a silly challenge.
Yeah, it's important here. Jess needs to communicate. Luce needs to communicate. There needs to be talking here. They're stacking the backside.
You can score from here too as well.
Yeah, Jess has to be aware. He's setting up his wall right now. Okay, he needs to get back to the center of the goal though, and he needs to be ready to win it. We're gonna get our 10 yards here from the official. Clock is not stopped. Clock keeps ticking down. We're at 8 minutes and 15 seconds. This is going to be one of the best chances that Bluffton is going to get this second period. They need to take their time.
You can pretty confidently say this might be their biggest chance.
Ball in here. The ball swung in. It's going to be a short ball. It's going to be a look for a shot here from number 7.
And he gets one, but it's blocked.
Really good deflection. I didn't see it in. And a great tackle. He's going to be back up. That was Blount again.
Another good tackle, and he's going through.
And again, just
parents aren't happy, but I think it was ball first. They're playing it through. Diaz has the ball now. He seems to try deep, but it's blocked again, and that's who? Durstein.
The ball gets cleared out.
We got a throw in for Bluffton.
Bluffton have been phenomenal today at getting their body in front of long balls and not giving Bryan an opportunity to play it through. We're going to get a throw in here. Yes. 7.5 to play. Bluffton has 2 subs. Let's see if they get in. No, they're just going to throw the ball in. A kind of an iffy ball. Luce is going to clear it out. No nonsense. And we live to fight another day. Dangerous ball here. Luce is there. There's 2. There's one coming on the backside. And a good shot there by Sleesman. Again, getting a step there. This center back pairing of Luce and Sleesman have been phenomenal in this second overtime period.
They've been brilliant.
I would like to see one of the midfielders or one of those left or right backs track back. There was an open Bluffton runner that was unmarked. But, you just got to focus on getting the ball cleared at that point.
Well, now we're under 7 minutes, officially over halfway done with this final period. And we get Bryce, I think that's who's won the ball, and he found Taffy in a cam position with no one in front.
Taffy's got him beat. He's got one more to beat. And a good run, amazing. Oh.
How's he kept the ball there?
With it. He's got one more to beat and a good challenge there.
Good shoulder off the ball, very clean.
Phenomenal
was that
job
number
there.
13?
That was Blount, and that was
Selhorst.
Again, the pairing of those two, we're going to see what happens
and
here.
We got the clock stopped, and we got another cramp from a Bluffton player.
And we are officially at 103 minutes of soccer played tonight.
Hey, good sportsmanship from the ref.
Yeah. The ref's like, I want to go home. You need to stretch out quick.
I've never seen a ref give treatment to a player, but that is a first.
Match fixing. All right, so we got 6.5 minutes left to go. It's going to be a Bluffton drop ball here. Yes. And drop balls are interesting. It's not a free kick. Bryan can be within 6 yards, and then they can jump. I think it's 3 yards. Bryan can be within
5.
5 yards.
5 yards, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, so Bryan could be close. So if I'm Altaffer, they're going to play. I would have tried to put more pressure on that. But anyway, it's going to be a big ball from Bluffton and a win there from Sleesman. Sleesman needs to get back home. You see right there, that's number 12. That's Durstein.
It's a good job to find Jack.
Yeah, Durstein slotting in there. Yes. And he's trying to find an opportunity there. And
he's definitely trying to make this game his.
It's going to be out of bounds. And we got to wait for a throw until this ball is cleared out. It's left the pitch. We have 13 will make the throw, and we have 6 minutes left to go. And like I said, every minute that ticks off this clock, the stress on these keepers is more and more and more. The ball goes out of bounds. Another great call by the line judge.
How great is this officiating tonight? How often do they get blamed for a lot of stuff? They've been great both sides.
Yeah, they've been incredible tonight. There's not much you can complain about here. But yeah, every second that ticks off the clock is more and more anxiety for these keepers. They need to keep their cool. They are going to have to make 1 or 2 more big saves.
Get that over to Bryce, probably, if we could open this up.
That's a good
He finds
play
it
there and just can't get it
Bryce
through.
Just couldn't get quite to the ball. A little overkicked by Eric. Still has the ball, though, and it's trying to go through the Bluffton player. That never works.
Yeah, and it's going
to get a Bryan throw, though, off of Bluffton.
Ball is played through. Luce tries to win a challenge, can't get it. Now it's a little bit number game. They got numbers on this for Bluffton for a little bit, but Bryan's able to drop back well.
Bryan's really getting back, but they still find him through.
And Just does a great job. Just does a phenomenal job. A great shield by Sleesman, or by Miller. Phenomenal job from Bryan.
All Bryan players are upset. I can't quite see what they think.
I think they're trying to call a push through the back on the shield from Miller.
They want Dershine to be some kind of foul or carded, but I think the ref is just going to let that go with Jess getting the ball.
And again, that's something you don't see on the stat sheet, but that is a game-saving play by Jess Hendricks.
This is very true. And they're going to do a long-distance shot blocked, but I think that was Jerry, and they chip it back on his side.
I think he might have been off there. No, Luce is holding them all on. That's the one thing is Luce playing back is going to hold them on.
This entire game, he's held them on. I haven't seen anything.
Good tackle by Conley.
I think we're ball there, and he's playing it on the ground, but we're going to try to play advantage. I'd almost think you don't play advantage now, but we do, and we're through.
Ball. Yeah, and
Jack just overruns it.
That was a phenomenal job there by Blout. Again, we've called his name so many times today. As
Countless
back
times.
On the counterattack. They're going to look for their CDM. That's
just missed pass. Can Quinn get the ball? And he does.
Quinn.
All Taffers.
Quinn plays the ball through to Jack. Jack cleared away. Back to Quinn.
Got to put it.
Plays it in.
He's got to get a touch, and he's got to be a shot
to win the game.
And he goes
just high, just wide for Carter Altaffer. That's the best opportunity. We'll see it again in the Welling Construction replay. Great job to find the ball for Quinn. A good one-timer on his right foot, and just to the right of the goal.
A foot high and a foot right, and we got an injured player on the side. We're going to stop the clock.
And I think Kidd did have that covered.
I think he did have this covered. I think on that kind of shot, you do got to go back post on that.
Yeah.
I mean, with no run up, no power, it's going to be really hard to beat a keeper, especially the one of Kidd's caliber on the near post.
Yeah, and while we have this little break, I want to say thank you to all the camera people, everybody working this long game. You know, it's a cold night outside. They've been standing for almost 110 minutes now.
Yes.
So great job by the Bryan students that are doing a good job doing that. And and we have 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go. We might still have a PK shootout yet to come with still a 1-1 score. Again, it's golden goal. 3 minutes for the rest of the season. You know, the longer that Jess and the longer that kids sit out here, the more and more they're thinking this game is going to go to PK. No,
these stoppages don't help. There's been probably 4 or 5 stoppages.
These stoppages, you're by yourself. You're thinking the entire time. None of your teammates are over here talking to you. All the teammates over here talking to each other. Jess is there by himself. All he's got is his thoughts. His focus right now needs to be 3 minutes and 35 seconds. There's not a single ball in the world that can get past me.
Yes.
That's going to be your thought right here. You know.
And he's been keeping a good head in the fact that he's been making good plays. I mean, you said game-saving, coming out of the top of his box and claiming that ball. So, I mean, both keepers seem to be doing a great job keeping level head.
Yeah, and, you know, this is where it's different in this type of high school soccer versus like a Premier League type of soccer. You know, the subs don't matter here. You want your best 11 on the pitch. It's not like you need your best PK takers in, where that's a different strategy you would need in a professional level game or a college level game. This is just you put your best 11 in, you can have anybody take PKs in 3 minutes.
Good hustle from Rocco, and I think there's that Quinn that's going to win the ball, and Rocco gets it back.
Forward, and it's going to be through ball there.
Good strength to hold on to the ball. He tries to turn it back. He's slipping.
A good fight there by Green, the sophomore, again pushing hard. He is not.
And that is a purple throw-in just off the pure hustle of Quinn Green.
Talk about motor right there. Just continuing to put pressure on the ball, finding a way to keep it in Bryan's hands.
How good has he been today as a sophomore?
He has been absolutely phenomenal, stepping up when his name is called, doing everything he needs to do. We've got 2 minutes and 52 seconds, and it's just, as the more and more, obviously as this game goes on, it's starting to think that this might go all the distance.
Not a single person here knows what's going to happen in these next 2 minutes and 40 seconds. It's not predictable. It's not one-sided.
It's literally one. Dylan, you've said it 12 times today, but one kick of the football is all it takes. And one small mistake is the chance to end the season here.
All it takes is someone slipping on a little bit of dew for everyone to go home.
All right, we got 2 minutes and 19 seconds. Luce is going to play a switch, but that's not the ball you want to do.
That's going to skip out of bounds. You just got to get back in defensive shape here, I think.
Everybody's going to drop in. If I'm Bryan,
Jerry's chasing this a little too long.
Bryan, I'm dropping 7 back right now, just trying to get, and that's exactly what they do. You only have 2 up right now.
And this is scary. Eric gets the ball, though, and that should be Taffy's ball.
Taffy's going to play a little bit of 1-2 hold-up play. Miscommunication there between Taffy, and we have officially 2 minutes left in this game.
And Bryce has got to win the ball, and he does, and he gets it to Taffy perfectly.
Now
He's got to make a decision. Bluffton seems to be dropping back. The counter's off the books.
Yeah, Taffy's on the left side. They're going to go to Quinn again. He's great job to check in there, playing at this kind of striker
You got to
position.
try to switch the field a little bit. You're just forcing it on one side, and Taffy loses the ball on a back pass. Shows extreme frustration.
I guarantee one of these keepers is going to have to make a save in the next minute and a half. It's going to happen. Who is it going to be?
Can we get a switch? Can we get the ball switched to the other side? Bryce has it. He got a little lucky there on the first one. He slots it through, and I think Bluffton's going to get the ball first, and they do, and it's brought out, and Rocco's chasing.
Yes, Rocco again.
Oh, and it's off Rocco. We got a Bluffton throw-in.
Bluffton throw-in. We have a minute and 7 seconds left in the game. You got to think that there's, they're going to say it's a Bryan throw-in.
1 minute.
We got 1 minute left in the game. Get a little bit of a train horn of a truck passing through. If you heard that on the broadcast,
And there it
Kid
is.
used to come out to get it. And
that's something you got to do. We got to have someone up there as Bryan. One of the three attackers has to be pushing the last line.
Yeah,
we got 40 seconds left in the game.
Captain Jack is telling a team to push up. They've got 40 seconds. There is one more opportunity for both of these teams.
And this might be it for Bluffton. Their best player so far, Armstad's on the attack.
Going to play it forward. Miller with a great clearance from Miller.
And now
Bryan's back on the counter.
everything's flipped on its head. Taffy to Quinn.
To Quinn, he's got one man. One to beat. He gets past him. He tries to cut it. He does.
Ronaldo chops.
And it's clear.
Great tackle.
15 seconds left in the game. A slide tackle. And leaving it
Jerry
all
on a yellow slides through the back and wins the ball. We got 10 seconds.
9 seconds left. Eric's trying to make magic happen. Tackle from behind.
Nothing
no call.
even then. Even if it was a foul, we wasn't even going to get a
3
restart on
seconds
time.
left. The time is up, and this game is going to PKs.
We got PKs at Bryan Parks and Recreation.
At the end of overtime, 110 minutes of soccer played, and this game is still not decided.
First time in 6 years that they've had Pens here at this stadium.
And now this is where Jess, this is where Kid are in their element right here. All right, Jess is no stranger to this. We talked about the Genoa tournament earlier at the start of the broadcast. It's coming all full circle as the last game when they played Ottoville, it went to a PK shootout. They boys won this. Jess made a save in that PK shootout.
Yes.
Sometimes all the keeper needs to do is make one save. It's a little bit different now. Obviously, that's a preseason tournament, preseason-friendly tournament. This is to change your season.
Whole different keeper for Bluffton too, which is that's got to be. I mean, this has got to be one of his first games at the varsity level.
Yeah, we have not yet seen. I'm sure he has not seen PKs very often.
Probably not.
So that is a pro to the Bryan. You also know that you have Carter Altaffer, Alex Diaz, who are both very, very good PK shooters.
True.
Now, this right here, it'll be interesting. You know that they practiced this at practice the other day. Coach Collins always has literally 30 to 45 minutes of practicing PKs. Right now, we're going to get – they haven't done the coin toss yet. They're going to do
I'm
a
sure
coin.
Bluffton's doing the same thing. And I think the other thing to note going into penalty kicks is Max Burton left the game at around halftime, has not returned, usually a pen taker in the shootouts.
He's probably not going to take one today.
Probably not going to take a pen. On top of that, we have Bluffton, obviously, their captain, center back, with a shoulder injury. He was for sure on their pen-taking squad. He will not be able to take a pen today.
Yeah, and it looks like the toss happened. They are going to take the PKs on the left side of your guys' screen. That's where the PKs are going to be taken here. So a very and that's probably not the best for Bryan.
Probably not.
That is Bluffton's side, but I don't know if they've done the coin toss yet. I'm assuming because it's on the left side they have. And so we'll see if Bluffton won the toss, they might have decided to take this side. I personally would rather have the side than decide who kicks first or second, but some teams, Dylan, what's your opinion? Would you rather take the first kick or the second kick?
I mean, I think you'd always rather take the second kick, and maybe that's what happened. Maybe Ryan did. This is the advantage of knowing what's happening, knowing the pressure. It's just so much. It gives you a large advantage. So that's obviously going to be what they took. I don't know what happened on the coin toss, but we'll see who kicks first and second. But it is on the Bluffton parent sideline, so that is important to note. Even though we're seeing a decent migration over to that side, if we're being honest.
We see a lot of Bryan fans going that way. And this is it. This is it. The end of the season comes everything these boys have worked for. All the summer workouts, the scrimmages, the conditioning, everything comes to these PK shootouts. A chance to be a hero for a team or a chance for your season to be over in a heartbreaking fashion. It's why we love the game.
Yes, this is, Pens always leaves a bitter feeling in the heart of the loser and probably one of the best feelings in the heart of a winner. the best part about Penn is you are going to get a winner tonight. And, I mean, I can't tell you who's going to take Penns on either side. I have ideas, and I think it's going to be a lot of goals on both ends. But, as they line up for the coin toss right now, so I don't think we're sure on side, or maybe that was decided before the game.
Yeah, it might have been decided. Sometimes the way the lights are or the way the boxes are, they want it to be the better, which it just depends.
They go off the Penn spot in the box.
So we'll see the coin flip here. They're going to go over the rules. It looks like Bluffton won Bluffton. They're telling Bluffton right now, we're taking the kicks on this side. This is just for first and second. And you see Jess is not out there. Jess right there is going to be in his own world. He is going to build that confidence. Shout out to this graphic on the, we got a beautiful, I didn't know, I don't know if Eric just cooked that up in 2 minutes, wasn't ready for it, or if we've had that. So shout out to Eric Herman, because he did just cook that up in 5 minutes. You know, Tony Malanga was slacking a little bit when he was making the graphics. Didn't think we were going to have to go to PKs. Dylan, why don't you go over, just for anybody who was unsure, how PK shootout might work.
Okay, so basically each team are going to get 5 kicks where they alternate from taking a penalty spot, or a kick from the penalty spot with the goalie on the line. All the players are going to stand at half. You have to designate your 5 players before the first kick is even taken. Each player, they'll go one at a time, alternating, obviously, like I said, and then it's just first to be eliminated. And then if all 5 are taken and we still have a tie, it's going to go to a sudden death kick from 6, 7, and onwards until we have a winner tonight.
Yeah, and then it'll go through all 11 players. All 11 players will get a chance to take a shot. And if that means Jess Hendricks needs to take a shot to win the game for the Bears, that could happen.
That could definitely happen.
So a winner will not be decided until it's mathematically impossible for them to win. So and then once it goes to 5s, then it's whoever makes before the other person misses. So we'll see who goes here. And right now we're gonna see out by the goal. We're gonna have Connor Wise is gonna go talk to the Bears, or talk to the keepers. He's gonna say, hey, you gotta keep a foot on the line until the ball is kicked. That is a rule that was changed recently in the last couple of years to give goalies an even more of a disadvantage. Dylan, walk me through what it's like taking a PK. I know you've taken plenty for this team.
I mean, honestly, taking a PK, it all comes with confidence and practice. I mean, there's tons of methods. Depending on what you do. I was a big believer, and I picked my side now. My side was decided now in my head, and if I hit it well enough and I hit it hard enough, like I've trained my whole life, it's going to go in the goal.
Yeah, and as a keeper, you're playing a guessing game. You can try to read as much as you want, but at the end of the day, you got it. You can't freeze up. You got to make a dive. We're going to see the lads, arms around each other. Carter, a little bit of confusion. Jess looks like he's ready to make the save.
And Taffy is going up first. We do got Bryan kicking first. That is for sure Taffy. Carter
Altaffer is going to take the first kick for the Bears, and I'm going to get his full name because it deserves to be read. Emmett Kidd is here to save it for Bluffton. This is what you dream about as a young soccer player, is scoring the game-winning PK, and Altaffer has been probably one of the better PK takers for this Bryan team, and we're going to see what's going to happen. He can't take the kick until the whistle is blown.
On the field.
They're telling Jess he's got to stay out of the sight, out of mind of the goalkeeper. They don't want him to play a factor talking to him at all. And we're going to see Kidd.
Give him the ball. He gets to place it where he wants and take the kick on the whistle.
Altaffer, deep breath. And the kick. Buries it, bottom right corner. 1-0, Bryan.
Composure like he showed all year, scoring pen after pen for the Bryan Golden Bears. He puts one away as the keeper goes right.
And that's huge for Jess. First goal goes in, you get a little bit of a breather. Now we have Gavin Amstutz, the junior midfielder, has been phenomenal for Bluffton all time, and he is going to try to match it here. Amstutz to take the kick, Jess on his line. Let's see which way he goes. Oh, right under Jess's hands. He gets the right way, can't shoot his arm through, and Amstutz makes the goal, and it is tied at 1-1. You see the replay here. Jess did everything right. He guessed the right way. He just didn't shoot his bottom hand through quick enough. Didn't get it
down.
Yeah, he just needs to shoot that bottom hand through a little bit quicker, and that's a save. But it's got to be flush it. It's got to be, like Ted Lasso says, you got to have the memory of a goldfish. You got to move on. Next play here, Carter Luce, the senior, is going to take it.
I mean, that's stressful for Jess. I mean, for that one to be the first one, it's just tough.
Carter Luce the kick. In the top right corner, he scores it. What a kick by Carter Luce. What a finish in the top right corner from the center back. The senior captain finds a way to put it in the net. And that is huge confidence booster for Bryan. He is not a typical corner kick taker. He does not, but he had the confidence to step up when it matters, and he had faith in himself.
Just a pillar of this team, really putting his best foot forward here and leading by example.
See if I can get a number on this kick taker. That's number 7, Ethan Blout. Again, the defender. We've talked about him all day.
Such a brilliant
Let's see what he does here. This one in the bottom left corner.
What a hit.
Great hit. That's the unsavable. Keeper is not saving. You put it that hard in the corner, keeper has no chance to save it.
The perfect pen is low and hard. I mean, it's hard enough for a keeper to get out to the side. It's harder for them to jump downwards.
Here's the thing about a PK shootout. All you need to do is save one.
Yes.
A lot of times, especially at a high school level, all you need to do is save one. And as you get further and further down the line, you're going to have players who are less and less confident taking pens. Okay? It's not like in world football where these guys are pen takers for their country or for their teams. A lot of these guys don't take pens very often. But we're going to have Colin Rockel here, the left-footed striker here, he's going to go for goal now. The kick. And a save by Kidd! Kidd guesses the wrong way, but it isn't enough power. And it's saved by Kidd, and Rockel hands on his head in disappointment. That's a great save by Kidd. He makes a dive, and he adjusts midair. That is textbook goalkeeping, and Kidd makes a save when it matters most. And now Bryan leads, or Bryan is still tied at 2-2 with Bluffton with the chance to take a lead. A heck of a save with the left hand.
So now it either got to be a miss from Bluffton or a save from Jess in these next 3.
Let's see who's taking this one. Can't quite tell. The kick. And it's in the top corner. That's number 6, Chase Kelly, the midfielder, scores. Bluffton is 3, Bryan's 2 with 2 kicks left to go in the PK shootout.
What a pen, the composure. I mean, his walk-up. I mean, you just knew it was going to go in. You knew it was going to be a great pen. Bluffton's just showing great composure here. They really.
Yep. Alex Diaz now to take the kick.
Bryan needs this one, or they are 1 goal away from elimination.
Diaz says a prayer, takes a step back. Jess can't even look. The kick. And it's a goal.
It's in.
Composure, great composure. Now,
low, opposite of the keeper, textbook.
There's not pressure on Jess yet. This even if Jess does not make a save, there is still a chance here for Bryan.
We are guaranteed a 5th round.
We are guaranteed a 5th round, unless there is a kick here and a miss by Bryan. But we're guaranteed to get to the 5th.
Guaranteed.
Let's see here if I can get a number. I think this is 12. This is Calvin Dierstein. Calvin Dierstein has been phenomenal. He's one of their strikers. I'm
4 goals on the year.
Yep. Let's see what he can do here. The whistle, the right-footed kick.
And he lets Jess guess the wrong way and slots it into the corner. As cold as can be.
Yeah, Jess was going right there, as you can see on the replay, and the only reason he freezes up is because he knows he went the wrong way. There's not much you can do there. And now it's all on the shoulders of Eric Koenig, the junior captain. Bryan trying to keep them in it. Does he have what it takes? So you see Kidd running around, trying to get in Eric's head as much as possible. Eric, a workhorse in the midfield.
If I know anything else, I know he is not scared of this kick.
Not at all. Eric was born for moments like these. The kick. And it's in!
And he buries it in the top left. Eric Koenig. What a hit. As a CDM who's never played forward, what a finish. Composure. And it is down to 1 kick.
Yeah. Emmett Kidd dives the right way, does not make the save. And now it is up to the freshman, Ungashek. A chance to win the game for Bluffton. The freshman leading goal scorer for Bluffton. A chance to send them to the next round.
5 goals on the year.
Can he do it one more time? Jess with a chance to save the season. Can the senior do it? And the kick. And it rolls in. And
Ugashek wins it.
Ugashek wins it for a score of 5-4. Bryan is in disbelief. And that's just a tough one. You know,
And that is why we play this game.
You know, you said it the whole time. One kick of the football was all it needed for Ugashek, and he finds a way to put it in. And, you know, that's just heartbreaking for the Bears. Really heartbreaking. And, you know, you see right here the keepers and some of the guys going to pick Jess up. You love to see it. Eric Koenig, frustrated. You see Colin Rockel probably frustrated as well. But they're here together. You know, this team is a family. And at the end of the day, it was one heck of a game played by these guys. And it's really tough on those seniors. Obviously, you don't want it to end that way. But
you can't blame it on the effort. These kids put everything they had into this game. They've done it all year. They've had a brilliant year. This doesn't take away from their success. It only adds to Bluffton's.
Yeah. Yeah, so that is going to be it for the Bryan Golden Bears season. A shout out to Jack Kennedy and to Tucker Miller and to Colin Rockel and to Jess Hendricks and Carter Luce. All 5 of those seniors, and Will McCain as well.
Yes.
All 6 of those seniors gave everything they had for this program. They worked and did so much and put in so much time and effort for this program and worked so hard, and they deserve their flowers. And this game does not define who they are. This game does not define who they are, and they should just be proud and keep their heads up for a hard-fought season. You know, you never want to lose this way, but you know they can say they laid it all out there.
They fought to the last kick of the football, literally. They gave it everything they had to the 5th kick of the penalty shootout. And while this is celebrations for Bluffton, it is tears for Bryan.
It is. And you know, Bryan will go and get claps up from their fans one last time. And you know, they played a full 110 minutes of soccer. And then they go into 5 PK shootouts, rounds of PK shootouts. Everything they had was left on the field today, and you can't. Coach Collins will not ever complain about that effort. A game hard fought by Bluffton, a well-deserved win by them, and Bryan, those seniors will be their last time playing the game. We're going to take a real quick break, and we'll be back after this to wrap things up. After this on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
Fallen on hard times? At the Williams County Veteran Service Office, we're here when life gets tough. We provide emergency financial assistance for housing, food, and utilities, plus transportation to VA medical appointments. Whether you need help today or just someone who understands, we're ready to serve. Please reach out to see what we can do for you, because the only veteran we can't assist is the one that doesn't contact us.
This community is more than a place. It's where we celebrate victories and where we lean on one another in times of loss. At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we're proud to be rooted here, serving with care and compassion when it matters most. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, family owned, family focused.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
Welcome back out to Recreation Park here in Bryan as Bryan loses on a PK shootout 4-5, and they lose in the sectional final game. Dylan, what are your thoughts from this game?
My thoughts are obviously having a strong emotional connection to some of these boys. My heart goes out to them. I know how hard this is, especially for the seniors. But for everyone involved, this is a true family. Besides that, I think they tried their hardest. I think they should be very proud of themselves in the way they fought and handled themselves tonight.
Yeah, they should be very proud. They fought hard. And, you know, when it gets to a PK shootout, it's anyone's game. Jess should not be in his head about that game. Like, he did everything he could do. You know, I'm sure that he's going to wish he could have made that save with the bottom of his hand. But, you know, I'm sure Colin's going to wish he could. But, like, they gave it all, and they gave it all for 110 minutes. And when it comes to that, it's so difficult to do anything at that point.
Gave it their all for 4 years, over 60 games. I mean, hundreds of practices.
Yeah, for real. Those guys have been through it all. And we thanked them before the break, but even now, just those 6 seniors that put 4 years into this program, they are the true, like, it sucks. You never want to lose this way. But unless you're the state champion, only one team gets to go home without a loss. And this is going to be a memory that they got to go to a PK shootout. Even though they lost, like you said, it's going to be a memory for them. And to be honest, they played so well, and Kid made some phenomenal saves in that overtime period, and just a couple unlucky chances away from them winning that game.
Very true.
All right, well, our next GBSN game was going to be Friday, tomorrow, as the football team hosts Archibald. Pregame's going to start at 6:30 at bryansports.com and Q96.5. The Bears are going to try to battle a very good Archibald team in the league play. We're going to thank our crew, our director, Eric Herman, our robotics, John Dalrymple, our cameras, Easton Heater and Cam Resner. They stood out in the cold for a long time, so shout out to them.
Props to them, man.
And
make this broadcast possible.
Yeah. This student broadcast is produced by the Golden Bear Sports Network for the private use of our audience. Any duplication or other use of the broadcast, including descriptions or accounts of the game without the express written consent of the Bryan City School District, is prohibited. One final time for all of us at the Golden Bear Sports Network. With Dylan Koenig, I'm Dom Malanga. Again, Bryan lose in a 5-4 PK shootout. Have a great night, everybody.
Peace.